and they actually, for his last birthday, they had a local carpenter build him a big Batmobile bed.
Vroom, vroom.
Yeah. And it's funny because on the show, you can tell. I mean, it's not something he talks about a lot, but it's like, well, the cat's out of the fucking bag now. You guys got me a fucking Batmobile bed. Yeah, I'm in this life. You know what I mean?
Am I still the only one that has a lower third? Nobody.
Yeah,
else
you
has
have
it?
one, yep.
Yeah, dude. You said you have one too, Dom?
No, I don't.
I was like, but you got to show your face for it to work.
Hey, was that a joke? I think we
About-
all have lower thirds.
No. Fred. Some of us are just bigger than others, right?
We're just showing all the time.
Bought and
Show
paid
us.
for. Bought and paid for. That's a good one.
Yeah, dude, you like? There's my face. Just
There you go.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, how come you never don't show that shit?
Wow, finally.
What?
Hey, happy belated birthday. I realized I never told you happy birthday, dude.
Oh, thank you.
I always feel like weird about like. Oh,
Wait a minute. How belated is this? Because did I forget?
It's
Wasn't it
4
a few days ago?
4 days, yeah. It's Saturday. It was
Facebook-
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. He was at the beach, remember?
Oh.
I think you said happy birthday in the
Yeah.
BTM chat, Brian. If
No,
not,
no,
then
I
fuck
wouldn't
you.
have done. I wouldn't have done it in the chat. I don't feel the need to broadcast that I'm giving someone a happy birthday. I will make the extra effort and make a special PM just for you.
Well, my true friends call me on my cell phone or make a call out. You know.
I'm gonna want to interrupt you.
I don't like the Facebook birthday. Like I just feel weird. Like, yo, what up? We haven't talked in 6 months, but happy birthday, pal.
you ever message? So I message people, and when it pulls up the history of the conversation, all it shows is that you wish them a happy birthday the year before.
Yeah. Dude, so my sister-in-law, like, I realized I texted her, "Happy birthday, sister." You know what I mean? Just like that was it. And I looked at see the last time I texted was on her birthday, the same exact text. And I went,
Oh.
I was like, man, I'm gonna hit her with the sister, man. It's gonna make her feel good. Like that's original. And then I saw last year, I was like, oh, my wife made fun of me. I was like, dude, I hit her with the same exact text. A year later, the shit was great.
Hopefully she didn't keep that thread.
I mean, who cares? Now at this point, I'm gonna say it every year.
Right? Fuck
The
it.
only way
Just
to-
just
the only
keep
way to fly
copying and
now.
pasting. Copy and paste. Just keep copy and paste. That's it. Yeah. I think it's the same shit for people, like you said, just like for people that you don't communicate with, but you might hit them on the happy birthday. It's probably the same shit. Happy birthday. Enjoy. Happy birthday.
I'm gonna tell everybody now. I don't even need a happy birthday. It doesn't make me feel bad if nobody's like hitting me up. I don't need it. I need the gift from the Jackals for sure, but you know that's
For sure.
It's the only thing that counts right there.
You guys want to hear something weird about me?
Let's hear it.
I'm very good with birthdays.
Oh yeah.
So I think I know all your birthdays.
Wow.
Without
I'm
Just remember that
horrible
shit?
at-
Oh.
Yeah, I'm horrible at birthdays.
Or I'm close. I get close, like at least. So Brian, you're the third of the first month of the year.
Indeed.
Could you trying to throw them off? Couldn't say January. You want to let people know?
Gary's October either 10th or 11th, right?
That's pretty good.
Jisk is in November. It's either the
That's right.
17th. I don't know
Nope.
which one it is.
It's not 17th. Or what was the first number? You cut out. That's it.
JP's birthday is 2 days, like 2 days from now, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's Thursday.
Jose is April 10th. That's easy.
Your birthday's 2 days from now, or it was 2 days
Yes,
ago,
Thursday.
JD?
No,
2 days
Thursday.
from now. It's
Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Just when I hit you with a happy belated birthday, I
Dude,
want to meet
you were on the show last night. They said it on a show last night. Just couldn't remember that.
No, fuck no, I don't listen.
Short-term memory loss.
Yeah, dude. Listen,
Chad said it on the show last night.
I don't have to remember anything anymore. That's the blessing and the curse of modern technology.
Dude, I was gonna say the same thing. I used to remember stuff, but now with the calendars, I don't need to remember anything.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna have to mute myself for just a minute. I'm sorry.
No problem.
He's gonna fart really bad.
You could let it go. You could let it go. All right.
News.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 79 of Breaking the Mold. I'm Harrican BX. As you can see, we got a special guest tonight. Let's run it down the line. Say what's up to the rest of the crew. Enter John Attic. What's up, Hop?
You're not switching it up this week.
Nope.
Throwing me off, man. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I know everybody probably had to suffer through this heat the same way I did this weekend, which was horrible.
Terrible.
I pretty much stayed low key. I went to mom's on Saturday. I had some family over. They want to see the baby, so we did that. But I mean, literally getting in the car, jumping out of the car, jumping back into an air conditioned room.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday was bad too, to the point where I didn't even want to leave the house. So I was like, "Whose turn is it to do grocery shopping?" She's like, "It's yours." I was like, like, I'll clean the house. Which one do you want to do?
You don't do that together. Grocery shopping is not a thing you
I
do
wound up
together.
having to do both because, she just can't manage without me for some reason.
That's when I do that free trial of Shipped.
Oh, you mean like?
to the house.
Yeah, we have something like that called Peapod.
Yeah, I would be like, "Yep, I'm gonna try this out today."
Every time I do it, they're out of everything.
No.
So I get like fucking a handful of shit. It's usually just bread and eggs. You know what I mean? Like everything else is like, oh, we couldn't find it or it was out of stock.
No Amazon Fresh. You haven't tried that?
No,
You don't have a Whole Foods in your area? They'll deliver from Whole Foods. Amazon will.
no, I don't. I mean, I haven't looked into it. I usually go to Shop and Stop.
Let me tell you something about some Whole Foods
Which
though.
one is it?
You gotta be down for that life, or that bread ain't gonna taste the same. It's gonna be a disappointment.
Yeah, I've never tried that because I don't know. It's like I always feel like I have to go to the grocery store and get my shit. Like I can't have. It's weird. It feels weird to get that delivered. Groceries and whatnot, stuff like that.
Would you, if they had that shit from the Jetsons, where you could just like push what you wanted for dinner?
Oh
Be
man,
down for that life?
I
Yes.
wish. Yeah.
And then eat it like a vitamin.
Well, no. I think they had like full meals, right? Then they have some food maker or some shit.
It was meals.
Yep.
You just push the fucking button and bang. that shit,
Listen.
it was ready.
If
No,
I
no.
could just take a pill and get all my food, my meals, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I remember George Jetson like eating a pill and being like, "Oh man, you burned the toast again." Was that show?
Oh.
I do remember that.
She gets smacked for fucking.
Damn it, James.
That's right. Mix up all the pills and be like, all right, you guys, let's play a game.
I enjoy the act of eating though. You wouldn't miss that, just
The act of
I mean,
eating or the act of making the food?
Oh, not making it.
No, eating it.
enjoying like the meal, like you know what I'm saying. Like
More
it's
so
not
just for the conversation, really. Like sitting down by myself and eating a meal, like I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
So-
Dude, think how much time you get back in the day without having to eat it. You know.
Well, what if they came out with like in Willy Wonka, the girl used to chew on the gum. And it was
Oh,
like,
the
the
gum?
three-course gum.
I'd rather have the meal than
Yeah.
the 3-course gum. The pill. So here's from worst to best. The gum, the pill. I mean, the gum, the food, the pill. That's
Just watch out for the blueberry cobbler.
Yeah. The gums. I don't know. You're still chewing at that point. If I'm gonna chew for that long, I might as well eat the fucking meal.
That's true.
Yeah, so I'm with you, Dave. Fucking the weekend was, it was so hot. We had the heat wave here in the city, so you were just trying to keep as cool as possible. They were basically warning you that it was dangerous to be outside. People out there enjoying the beach and stuff like that. But I stayed in the AC, lamped up all weekend. Chisk, how was your weekend, bro?
Well, it's hot here all the time, so that's just normal.
Hot,
What's up?
hot and humid. No hurricanes this week?
No, there was a tropical storm that was coming through, but it got downgraded. The pussy out on everybody.
Do you still get like the usual? Like I remember when I was visiting, like it like rained every day. Do you still get that out there?
Yeah,
Like every around the same time.
It rained today, from like 12 to 3, and then it was fine. But it's good. You want that shit because it cools. It's what cools everything off. Even though it still stays humid, at least it knocks the temperature down like 20 degrees. And if it rains later in the day, but it doesn't really build back up to that heat, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so, yeah. So, but then what I do this weekend? I saw Spider-Man with my kids.
Nice.
And that's it, man. Just been setting up and still doing shit around the house.
Did they like the movie?
My daughter didn't really like it that much. She's like, I like the first one better. My son, he was into it. He liked it a lot. I haven't really talked to him about it since then. But he asked me, like, I don't know if I said this last night, but he asked me like a super smart question that, like, he's 7, You know, and I don't, you know, if everybody that's seen the movie, but you know, there's like this water elemental that Spider-Man and Mysterio are fighting, and they move it onto land. And my son looked at me, he's like, "Hey, Dad!" In the theater, I wish it was that quiet. He was like, "Hey, Dad!" All loud and shit. He's like, "If he's made of water, how is he still able to like be on the land?" And I was like, "Man, that's smart as shit that you just put those two together." And then I was like, "I'll tell you about it later." We were in the middle, but I think what I told him, I was like, "Dude, the fact that you're asking that question is awesome. I just can't answer that right now."
Well, you haven't talked to him about it since.
Honestly, I don't know that we have.
You don't have an answer.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he'll figure it out. Let him mull it over for a few days.
Was that the first time? Was that the first time you saw the movie too?
Yeah, I hadn't seen it beforehand,
Yeah,
I gave him the choice. It was that or the Lion King.
Oh, they said Spider-Man.
Oh.
Nice.
They chose Spider-Man.
Good choice.
Good.
Trained him
choice.
well. Trained him well.
Yep. So, cool. And that's it. Yeah, just chilling.
All right, cool. JD, what's up, dude?
Not much. What's going on, everybody?
How
Yo.
are you?
Good. I got my power. Good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you popped in and everybody was jumping off last night.
Yeah, dude, JD, last night I was half expecting you to get down in the chair next to Chan at the end of the show and be like, "Back off, nerds. She's taken."
No.
That's
So she's on her own.
Fun games.
getting weird. It's getting weird there for a second.
In the chat or just with us at the end of the show?
No. At the end, yeah. JD's like
Like
in the
that.
chat being like, "Hey, everybody, back off. I'll fucking nerd up."
It's all good. It's all good fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing good. It was a pretty easy day today, and gonna take the next couple days off and just hang out at the house, hang out with Shan.
Nice. You tatted some people up? Tatted some people up today?
No,
No?
nope. Just fought with my schedule pretty much.
Ooh.
Just trying to get people in, and I'm offering days here and there, and it's not good enough. Time's not good enough.
Do you have a set day where you don't ever work? Like I don't ever work Tuesdays or Saturdays.
Yeah, usually like because we're closed Sundays and Mondays. Usually Tuesdays I kind of take care of like scheduling stuff or getting stuff drawn.
So you're at the shop, but you're just not tattooing anybody.
Right. Yeah. On occasion, on emergency, and I mean, like somebody needs to come in for a touch up or something like that. I'll schedule it.
Right.
But most case, I'm not. I'm just there, kind of hanging out and taking care of my schedule and drawing and.
What's the day that everybody seems to want?
It's like Saturdays are always
All right, I
gone
figured,
first. Like I'm like Saturdays into probably almost October are gone.
Damn. I mean, so you're doing one piece on a Saturday, or were you like, all right, I got this guy from noon to 3, and then I'll get you in from 3:30 to 5? Or are you booking them that close, or is it hard to gauge how much time it's gonna take you?
Usually, everything that I'm working on is they're bigger pieces, so it'll be like
I need the day.
we'll sit down and we'll just do like all the line work and some of the black work, and then we'll call it a day from there. Usually, by the end of the week, if it's been a pretty heavy week, I'm ready to be done anyway.
Right.
My fucking back's had it.
Is it like charged by the hour or
Yes.
by the okay?
Yep.
So like, if you're running late and you're like, "Fuck, this is taking longer than I expected," does that cause trouble? Or
I mean, it takes how long it's going to take.
but I expect you've been doing this long enough now. You probably got a good gauge on how.
I mean, yeah. So like people, if we're doing like a sleeve or something, they know it's going to take at least a year if they're in there once a month.
Wow.
So
And how many hours is that? The once a month for 5 hours?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
And
damn,
I
dude.
usually gauge like anywhere between like 3.5 to like 5 hours, I would say.
Damn, think about that. Like that's 70 hours if you did it at 5 hours for once a month for a year.
Yep.
Right? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do people have to disclose if they have like some kind of like blood illness,
Yes.
like
Absolutely.
hepatitis or HIV? And you ever had some where people are like, "Oh, I forgot to mention."
At the old shop that I worked
Whoops, I
at,
messed up.
there was a guy that
Got
he
some-
came in. He got tattooed, and he had hepatitis. And there was a woman that came in and did the same thing, and she had AIDS.
So you have to shut the shop
And
down.
I didn't tattoo her. It was like the owner knew them, and he already knew. But like, you know what I mean? He was like, I'll take care of this. That way, nobody else has to worry about it. Of course, they didn't disclose it on their release form. Yeah, trying to keep that a secret.
I might sound like an idiot. I'm just not up on my STDs and shit. But so you can't contract AIDS by getting blood on you, right? Only if you have an open wound or intercourse and shit, right?
That's the open
You have to
wound.
mix some fluids.
Yes.
Right. So then you technically could tattoo them, right? Because
There's just
I would assume that every 100 people that go in, there's probably one person out there that doesn't know they have something
right.
tattooed.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think I would just want to know. So like, all right,
Right.
cool. Now I just take a little bit extra care and make sure that I'm not careless or I don't hit myself with the needle. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, suck my
Yeah, be like-
with their blood and shit like that.
rub my fucking eyeballs real bad.
JD Dare 2727 in the chat asked if y'all do tap out sessions, whatever that is. I guess
mean,
that I
what?
assume that's go as long as the person could take it. I assume.
Yeah, and that's usually what I do. You know what I mean? As long as they can take it, or as long as I can stand to do it.
Do you guys set up a safe word before you start?
No, it's not. There's no whips and chains or leather or anything. No lace.
Gag, dude.
My safe word
Yeah,
is
no ball
don't
gags.
stop.
No safe words.
Just
Keep
curious.
going.
It'll just be like,
Give him to the
I'm
kid.
I'm pretty conscious about, asking people, you all right? You all right? You okay to keep going? Like, we'll take breaks throughout it, like whatever, every hour and a half, 2 hours, we'll take a stretch. Like, you good? You good to go? Yeah, let's go. Let's do more. And then, of course, after a few hours, it's always, man, I don't know if I can go anymore. And you
Does
can tell on their face.
does everyone on the panel have tattoos, or have at least one?
I do not have any.
You.
I know Dave does, and obviously JD. I've got one.
I don't have any tattoos, Gary. I'm a wholesome kind of guy.
I don't either, but I really want to guess what Gary's is.
A butterfly.
No, it's
Mine is one thing you're not supposed to do, but it's my wife's name on my rib cage.
oh, that's all right.
Yeah, so it's fine.
There's laser surgery for that.
Her name's Christina. I can turn it into like candy or Christmas or
His dating site next time is going to be somebody has to be Christina.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Listen, if you guys ever split up, just get a tattoo that says Aguilera underneath it.
Yeah, right. In the 90s. I do remember when the artist that did it. It's pretty, it's just script, but it's pretty big. And he was like, "What the fuck did you decide? You woke up this morning and you wanted this big ass tattoo on the most painful spot that you can get it." I was like, "Well, I figure if I'm going to do it, I might as well." And it didn't feel great getting done, and especially in that section on the ribs.
Did she know you were going to get it, or was it a surprise to her?
No, it was with me, yeah.
I would have surprised her. I'd have been like, check this out. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but when you're in the shop, it wasn't like super busy, but there were a couple other artists there and a couple other clients. And all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh, you're getting on the ribs." I was like the spectacle, everyone to come watch you get it done like there.
They want to see the reaction. They want to see if you're going to be bawling your eyes out or screaming in agony. Or, I mean, in some cases, you get people that are like, you get the giggles because, like, it's your ribs and there's vibration. And
Yeah.
Chan's a freak. Like, I'm tattooing her ribs and shit, and she's just trying to hold it in, like, laughing and carrying on. And I'm like, what? You're nuts. This doesn't hurt. She's like, nope.
Yeah, and I do remember the same thing. The guy, the artist that did it, was like, he's like, they tell you not to do your people's names. He's like, but you guys are already married. He's like, and it was, we'd been married, and it was, I don't know. I mean, I was already 39, so I'm like, I'm almost 40 at the time. Like, what's going on? He's like, my buddy's got like 6 different women's names on him. He just kind of treats it as part of life. And they all the newest one laughs about it when they see the old ones. I'm like, I guess I'll be okay.
Gary, isn't there like a isn't there like something in the Bible or something with something like rib from my rib type of saying or something like that when you get married?
I don't know about that, but like the
I think
Adam and
I've
Eve
heard that
story
before.
is about, Eve being created from Adam's rib.
There you go. There, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You don't
Something
know
like-
that?
Weird.
That's what it is.
How do you not know that, Dave? All right. G
Wow.
Money. What's up,
I didn't
dude?
get confirmed
Pick up-
until I was 25.
Yeah.
Pick up a book.
I was late. I was late too.
But he still didn't read the book.
Yeah.
They force you to go to those Sunday classes. You don't remember much once you're done. G Money.
Yeah, no, my weekend, same thing, super hot. My wife, speaking of which, was had a girlfriend, so they were in New York for the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I got to play Bachelor here with the two geriatric cats for a little while. So that was,
I thought you guys were
nice.
already in New York.
Well,
Real New York. Real the city
Yeah.
of New York.
Yeah.
Real New York.
I dropped her at the train so she could travel from Southern Canada into the real city. So a little birthday weekend. So it was good. I spent some time at the pool on Friday, being off work. It was kind of nice, actually. Since it was a weekday, there was nobody else down there, so I got the whole place to myself. So that was good. Yeah, pretty calm.
I like that, man. I like the me time.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
it's good.
I was okay with it. It was nice, and you know, Jose, like apartment versus a house. Sometimes it's just a little bit tougher to get some space for right now. So it was fine. It was good.
This is the only space I get all week. What the fuck you doing?
You guys know we have those two cats still, and they're 20 and 19 years old, and I was just like, for the love of God, please don't let anything happen to either one of them while she's gone.
Right? It'll be your fault. It'll
Yeah.
be
That's
your
what I say about my
What did you
kid.
do?
Yeah. Like, no. I mean, that would be my luck. That after all that time, something would happen. So, but no, they were fine. So that's
Thank
good.
God. Thank God.
Yep.
All right. Big Dom, what's up, dude?
What's going on, guys? It was my birthday weekend, so I had a nice, packed, fun, filled weekend. So
How much did you drink?
a lot. So Friday night, I actually
A lot.
ended up meeting or hanging out with my old college friends. I haven't seen them for like 20 years. So we all just got together and went to La Valette, if you guys know the area in Jersey.
Yeah, it's a beach
by the shore. Yeah,
town. Yeah.
and had barbecue, had a few drinks. My friend bought a photo album of all the photos that we throughout the years that we were in college and stuff. It was pretty cool to go through.
Nice.
And then we went to a bar, a restaurant, had some appetizers, drinking at the bar. It was a live band. It was real good, real nice time.
It was the first time you saw all of them in 20 years?
All of them, yeah, in 20 years, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When you
There
went
was-
through the pictures, did you guys go like, "Oh shit, look where your hairline was back
Oh
then"?
yeah.
Shit like that.
There's a lot of that, and like, who's that girl or who's this guy? Where is he doing? Stuff like that. So it was a good time. It was a lot going down memory road and enjoying and just catching up, seeing where they're at and things of that sort. So
who was the least successful? Who was the most successful? Was there jealousy?
oh my god,
Blah blah blah.
no,
Who's got the most kids? Who's got the better car?
I'm the only one
Who's
that
got the biggest dick?
Biggest
I'm
horror
the-
everyone's favorite.
We know Dom's got the most toys.
yeah.
Who's been to jail?
I guess isn't that it? Whoever dies with the most toys wins, right?
I think that's the wrong group. This group maybe. JD wins now.
We stayed. Yeah, it was pretty much. I didn't get home until like 3:30 that night, so it was a good time. Had a lot of fun. And then Saturday, I just woke up. Me and my wife went to Seaside. Went to the beach during the morning and afternoon.
GTL.
Yeah, and then did the boardwalk. Like we got up on the boardwalk around 4:00. Spent about a couple hours, ate there, and then we ended up coming back home and then going to Belmar to meet up with another group of friends to basically for one of my friend's other birthday. His birthday was that week too, so his wife kind of threw it to like just a thing to get together with all friends and stuff. So that's where we went. So it was nice to see them and have a couple of drinks and catch up with them as well. Those I see like pretty much like once or twice a year.
All right.
And then Sunday we just hung out at the beach again. Went to the beach. It was a beach weekend, so it was really a lot of fun.
That sounds good, man. Sounds like an eventful weekend. You know, made the most.
And then I watched Spider-Man on Sunday night. So we actually went back, had dinner at her my sister-in-law's house, and then we ended up taking the kids to go watch Spider-Man.
Was that the first time you had seen it, or you saw it?
Yeah. It was the first time I seen it just too. It was funny. It was the same situation. Just we were trying to get Lion King tickets, but everything was already booked. So we ended up going to see Spider-Man. So.
Like, all right, this is the runner-up. And nobody had that as a priority, I guess.
I asked my kids. My kids are like, "Yep, nope, Spider-Man."
No, and she asked the boy, like it was her son and two of his friends, and they're like, "No, we want to go watch Spider-Man." And I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna go watch Spider-Man." But everything was booked. Like she didn't tell them that everything was booked, so she like, "Do you guys want to watch Lion King or Spider-Man?" And she like, "Spider-Man." So. That's what we did.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed it. I loved how they portrayed Mysterio. Mysterio was I enjoyed it very much. There were certain things I didn't like about it, and then other things I did like about it. I liked the ending, the little short clips at the end. Mm-hmm. I thought the last one, the second one was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So, be interesting.
Cool.
To see where they're going to go with. I think Black Widow's next fall, spring, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that lineup they announced just seems weird. Like I was reading about what was the one, the Shang-Chi one.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, is that what it is, Shang-Chi? And I was like, man, I don't know. Like it just seems. I guess I have to see how they're playing out this Phase 4, but it just seemed.
Listen, I'm gonna have faith because it's like nobody really knew who the Guardians were.
No, that's true. That's true.
Team C team. They're like, why are they making a Guardians movie? Like, and then the shit comes out and they're fucking super popular now. So you never know. It depends on how
it just depends on what their goal is with that phase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Phase.
Yep. And then with this dude becoming Blade. I mean that just proves. I mean, I've always said it that like those Netflix shows don't count, but now you know that they really don't count because they had the Cottonmouth, same actor.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
And it's all supposedly the same.
I think that guy will be a good Blade, though, man. I think they cast that dude well.
I think so too. I forgot he was in that Predators back in 2010.
Yeah,
but he could come back as a vampire. I mean, since he died, I mean, it'll work.
Just change the origin story.
Continuity.
He got his head bashed in somehow or something. I can't remember what happened to him. What's her name? Killed him, right? I can't remember.
The sister.
Yeah. She was a bad bitch, man. Yeah, she was awesome.
So Brian, what's up? You got your internet back?
Yeah, internet's back.
The storms were crazy.
It was funny, yeah. Yesterday, the storms. I stopped to get gas, and the storms just started rolling in. It's like, great, yeah, I should be getting gas in the middle of a lightning storm, but whatever. And I'm driving home. Everything's fine. Then all of a sudden, you see the traffic lights go out, and I'm really close to home. I'm like,
oh shit.
So I get home, and I'm driving, and then I'm like looking down the hill in my development. I'm like, the lights are on down there, the street lights. So I get home, I got power. I'm like, sweet. And then I come up here and the fucking modem's blinking at me. I'm like, son of a bitch. And they're like, it'll be fixed by 9. I'm like, I can still do the Transformer segment. I was like, all right. And then it's like, it'll be fixed by 11. It'll be fixed by midnight. It'll be fixed by 3 a.m. I was like,
push it way back.
So, and Dave was giving me shit in the chat because I was on the show. Like I was chatting in the YouTube. But it's like my connection kept dropping because everyone's on their fucking phones, I guess, because their internet's out. So it was a shitty connection.
Brian, you know why I always give you shit on ETR because you answer me. Nobody else answers me when I give you shit.
You're the only one that talks to me.
Dave, I know you need your attention, man. So, I mean, but other than that, man, this weekend. Just chill. I should have went to the grocery store and I didn't, so I was eating I was defrosting English muffins, I had some of that. I think I had like this much spaghetti left.
You're just eating like a campground raccoon.
Gary in his head is like carb.
I mean, I didn't have much. I was just like, I'm not going out there. And I'm like, and you know what? I'm going to be a nice person and not ask some delivery guy to come out here in this fucking heat either. So I'm just like, I'm just going to fucking do my thing.
They're in the air conditioned car, bro. Don't worry about it.
Nah, it's dude, man. It's like 110 degrees in heat index out here. Yeah, so I just chilled home. I was playing Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I got big. For those of you who know, you know what happens. You get through that first part and you get big. You're like, all right. And I played with my Maverick. Swooshed it around a lot this weekend. That's about it.
You guys see they're making that new Top Gun?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, why the fuck, dude? I don't give a shit about that character.
Yeah, Does told me that last night, and he's like, Top Gun. He's like, and I'm like, I don't really care. And I'm like, he's like, what? He's like, you crazy? I'm like,
because it's the same shit. Like, really? Like the guy's still fucking riding his motorcycle on the fucking runway. Like this dude had no growth in the past 30 years.
Instead of playing volleyball, I guess they're playing football on the beach.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, fuck this. I don't care. I bet you, man, he learned to fly a fucking jet and just was like, look, I'm flying. I guarantee you, he flew the jet the entire time.
Yep.
That's what you're gonna find out.
Well, at the end of the first movie, if you remember, he decided to become an instructor at the Top Gun school.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if
the vibe that I got was he was still just the same, just doing the same shit.
Oh, I didn't see the whatchamacallit, the trailer.
I don't know. Either way, I don't give a fuck.
Was there Kenny Loggins music in it? I mean, that's what I got.
No,
better
no,
be.
No.
I don't
But they,
remember.
they
that movie
did
at
show
all.
they did show him like riding the motorcycle down the fucking tarmac, all that same bullshit.
Inverting the plane,
With them
fucking
all
flying
singing
upside
in the
down.
bar, like just like in the
The
first.
bar, yeah.
Yeah,
them
and
singing
it's
at
gonna be
bar.
the same shit.
Gotta let it go.
Which which actress bombshell did they get for this one?
I didn't know who she was, so I think it's some new girl.
Some new girl.
Not Kelly McGinnis.
They have to be like contracted to be shorter than he is, right?
Val
That's
Kilmer
like a
dies in the movie,
Remember when that was like a thing when they were trying to like shock people by having like major actors like die in roles like in films like you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, like what was that? Executive Decision. Remember, it had Steven Seagal and
the
Kurt
first 5
Russell.
minutes.
Yeah, Kurt. Yeah.
I was like, what?
Dude, I love that. Well, that also happened. What was that movie with the sharks that Samuel Jackson was in?
Oh, dude,
Yeah. Yeah, because he all of a sudden he just gets fucking eaten by the shark. You're like, what?
yeah. Given the speed he does in every single movie, he's like,
I love that when you're just not
Shark comes
expecting
up
it.
and fucks him up.
Yeah.
dude,
What was that? Was that Meg?
No,
No.
it was Deep Blue Sea, right?
Blue Sea,
Yeah, Deep Blue
Yeah.
Sea. Yep.
LL Cool J.
Which
That's
is
the cook.
which is tied for like a
That's the
terrible
cook,
movie
which
with
is
the Meg.
fucked up.
Oh, it's actually way better than the Meg. I gotta admit. Although hearing Jason Statham say Megalodon is pretty worth it.
It's
I think.
Megalodon.
Deep Blue Sea is when LL Cool J was like a cook or something, right? He was
Right, yeah, he was the chef.
Yes.
Before he goes out, he thinks he's gonna die, so he records that video. I don't know why I remember this, but him recording that video he was like, "This is
The
how you make
perfect
the perfect omelet."
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2 eggs, not 3. It's like the
You're wrong.
interesting. Now you got me all tangent. I was going to say LL Cool J went out for the role of Neo in The Matrix and didn't get it, but then he got the role in Deep Blue Sea.
Wow.
It's better. That was a
definitely stepped up.
Made those
Yeah,
made the right one.
I mean, it was the 90s, so I mean, who knew what was going to happen 20 some years later? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jason Statham has a movie coming out, JD, in a couple weeks.
Oh God.
What?
Oh my god.
Why'd you say my name?
I know you're interested in seeing it. I think
Am I?
that's the impression I got. No, I'm just kidding.
He's off for a couple of days. So.
Nobody cares but me. That's okay.
That's why he took the time off. He's going to see that movie 3 times.
In a row.
Nice showing.
Are you legit hyped for it, Gary, or is it just a joke or like a
No,
running
he's
joke?
fucking
No,
hyped.
he's like
I'm legit hyped for it.
he
Yes.
wants to be balls deep in
Why,
that shit.
dude?
Why not?
Jason Statham or just the movie?
Jason Statham, The Rock, fast cars, driving sequences.
Like, dude, fucking hot bods, big dicks. Well, I want it all.
Listen, it's the Fast and Furious. It's
No.
that universe, right?
I'll tell you
So-
that I do like all those movies. I'm on TV theater, but I'll watch that shit.
biceps.
The Marvel world isn't the only one that can have a cinematic universe that stretches, over 10 years. So I'm just saying.
But listen, one of those universes is believable. I'll let you guys decide which one.
I ain't telling you which one. You know what though? I'll probably see that because Jesse will probably want to see it, Gary. So
Yeah, listen. Yeah, when I start quoting and telling you how I live my life 1/4 mile at a time again, then you guys can cut me out of the chat.
I mean, they are good action movies, man. They do. I mean, they're ridiculous as shit.
They are. No, they are.
They're fucking entertaining as shit.
Are there any movies that do get you guys hyped? Like, let's say besides the Marvel stuff, and sometimes I don't even think like the Marvel shit hypes some of you guys. Like Dave. Like Dave never seems excited about like a Marvel movie coming out,
Nah.
right? Like,
Only like
not these.
Star Wars is probably the only franchise that I actually go opening day to go watch.
That's
I'll
it.
go that Thursday to go watch it. You know what I mean? Like first showing, whatever time it is, I'll be there.
You just go into it because you wish you're going to see an Ewok or something coming out of the screen.
Yeah. I just want to turn into one. I just want to wake up and Ewok one day.
Man, there's so many dick jokes. Not to keep going there, but like, man, Dave, your dick probably looks like an Ewok. There's so much fur all around it.
Listen, I manscaped, bro. What the fuck you talking about?
That shit when you're sitting around just in your boxers, you get the foot. It looks like spider legs just creeping out the side of your fucking thighs.
That is an interesting question, though. What is like the movie franchise that does get you into that theater? Like, let's say preview night, that Thursday night. Is there anything out there? Like Dave said, Star Wars. So what else?
So for me, it's none of these movies that are. It's like one-off movies. I'll see a preview for something. I'm like, man, this looks super interesting. Like, so there's that movie. I forget the name of it, but it's about like, this guy fucking rides on some musician, but like falls, hits his head, and all of a sudden he wakes up and like nobody knows who
Nobody's
the Beatles were.
Beatles are, yeah.
Yeah, so that shit seems like just that idea seems fucking cool. So I'm hyped to see that.
Dude, I was having that conversation with my wife. I'm like, you never had that dream where you like there's a band that never exists, but you know all their lyrics and all their music, and you actually like become the singer of that band? And she's like, no, you had that dream like all the fucking time.
I never heard
That's why I
that.
think that'd
before.
be.
Every day in the shower.
Dude. It starts like from a high school, like just band, and I'm just singing the songs, and I go up from there.
Dude,
The groupies. It's the groupies, right?
Yeah.
That's what.
I thought I was the only one.
Nah, dude, all the time, dude, all the fucking time.
Dude, I've never heard that dream before, Dom.
I had that dream all the time, man.
Do you guys? I don't know. You probably made this more as kids, but like, I haven't done this in a while. But you go to sleep thinking like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking dream about this tonight, and like before you go to close your eyes, it's like, all right, and it's on, right? You ever do anything like that? I don't know.
Like where you, and then you actually have the dream.
Yeah, and you actually have the dream.
Did you? Okay, fine. Let me continue that questioning, because did you ever do that and you're in that dream and then all of a sudden you're going into another dream and you're getting pissed because you want to go back to the other dream?
Exactly. Yeah. You
Yeah,
realize
you're
you're in a
like,
dream.
"Oh,
You're like, no, go back.
No, go back.
Oh, lost it.
I've never had it where I've gone to sleep and I've had the dream, but I have had the one where like, or I'll wake up in the middle of it being fucking pissed. Like, no, fuck, man. Like he's mad as shit about it. Yeah.
That's funny. Do you guys get like the dreams like where you're flying and then you get scared because like when your feet get off the ground, like even if you're not scared of heights, do you ever get any that like that type of feeling, like if you're gonna fall or something?
No, I get the dream. I get a dream like when it's a flying dream. I welcome it. I love flying dreams. But like the dream that I hate the most is like I'm in a fight and I can't pull a punch. It's like my arms are like 10,000 pounds and I can't throw a fucking punch.
You ever wake up and your arms
All of,
actually
So
all of a sudden, Dom became a T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. JP.
No,
You're like,
Dom, I had
"Oh."
those same dreams, but I usually wake up and my arm's asleep, and that's why I couldn't swing in the dream because my arm was already asleep.
See, mine are I could swing, but it's like there's just no power. Like I'll hit the guy and it's like, and I'm punching as hard as I can, but it's just like feathers.
It ain't doing nothing.
No, it's just like just fucking butterfly wings flapping.
Dude, I've never had that either. I've never had a flying dream, but my fighting dreams are always the opposite. Like oh, I fuck a motherfucker up, and it's not like it's not
And then do you feel bad
conventional.
about it?
It's not conventional shit. Like I get him down, and I'm like pulling joints the other way, and
ripping noses off.
yeah, dude, it's bad.
I'm telling you,
It's
Brinks,
like serious bad shit, man.
Brinks says,
Finish him.
you don't want to be around Brink the day that he finally snaps. That's all I gotta
No,
say.
definitely
That guy,
not.
there's a beast just
Yeah.
waiting to be unleashed in that dude.
Fatality.
He'll beat you to death with your own arm.
And it's always a dream. Like I don't know. I used to have a bar that I went to a lot, and then now I fucking buy toys. I mean, that's where my beer money goes. But it's like you'll be hanging out with your friends in the bar, and then someone will come in and like with a gun or something, or like they're threatening to rob the place, and you just be like, "This is my fucking bar, no fucking way!" And you just, you wait for them to turn their back on you and just beat the shit out of them. And then, oh god, it's all coming back to me. And then, like afterwards, the cops are there, and like the TV news crew is there. It's like, dude, what made you do this? And you're like, that guy. Just fuck that guy. That's all.
This is my dream.
Yeah.
Brian, are you like streaming 80s, action movies before you fall asleep at night?
Or during.
Yeah.
I find that
No,
like
man, it's just toy YouTube videos. Maybe that's what just riles me up. That's what I watch before I go to bed. That and mousetrap videos.
When you guys are dreaming, can you always tell that you're dreaming, or not all the time that you can remember?
So when shit gets real in my dream, like either way, whether it's like something good, like I'm getting after it, or even something that's bad, I'm always like, oh, I know I'm dreaming, so I'll just let it play out.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
doesn't change the control that I have, but I'm aware that there's no consequences.
Yeah, I've had that realization too, where I find myself like saying it in a dream, like this is just a dream.
Yeah, this is just a dream. Yeah.
And but I can't stop it like at that exact second.
Right, yeah.
So you don't have those dreams, and your wife is like flirting with somebody, and you wake up and smack her in the middle of the night. You don't do none of that.
No.
I'm the only one that does that.
That's domestic abuse.
No,
He's gonna go home and like, look, no, I've asked everybody. They say they all do that.
It's fine. Don't call the cops.
I always feel like if I realize I'm dreaming, it wakes me up. Like it's like, and even if it's just like I wake up quick, it knocks me out of the dream, and then I'll just go back to sleep.
Last time I had one of those dreams, I had to call an ambulance.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
The erection lasted longer than 12 hours. Something?
Yeah, exactly. No.
Yep. Gotta watch out when you're taking those blue pills, bro.
I don't need no blue pills.
is that what happened though? You had a dream that you were like you were struggling, and then that turned out to be what it was.
Yeah, like I woke up having a heart attack.
No,
Yeah.
I knew that, but I mean, in your dream, like you're like, "Fuck, man, I'm having a heart
Yeah.
attack." Oh
Yeah.
wow,
Wow.
I didn't. That's crazy.
Yeah, fucking woke me up. And then I'm like, oh God, what the fuck? I'm all sweaty.
Mm.
Called my mom. I'm like, what should I do? She's like, just call an ambulance. I'm like, okay. 911. I need an ambulance.
See, and then I'd second guess it if I'm like, man, if I had enough wherewithal to call my mom, I'm like, I'm probably all right. And then I wouldn't make it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Call 911 immediately. If you ever feel anything. Oh man. All right. So I know SDCC was over the weekend. I know we discussed it a lot on various shows. We had a special show on Saturday you could check out on the Realm channel. We discussed a little bit about it last night. Did any of you guys see anything that you liked coming out of the weekend? Anything you liked? Anything you disliked that you could remember in particular? We could run it down the line.
Who's going first?
You could go first, JD.
Okay. I'm excited for Storm Collectibles.
Agreed.
I'm
With
very
you.
excited for. I was excited to see the Thousand Toys, Abe Sapien, and the Master Chief. Like to see color shots of it. The Marvel stuff, I was pretty excited to see that. Now I'm gonna draw a blank. I was rehearsing this stuff before because I knew I was gonna forget.
Maybe it's a dream where you rehearse your intro.
It could be, yeah. Chan and I were outside, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna say, and she got me going, and I went off on a tangent, and now I don't remember it.
Aren't you into the Turtles?
Yes, the NECA Turtles. I was very, very excited about the NECA Turtles stuff. The Mattel Masters Universe Origin stuff. That's going to be pretty cool.
So you're excited for that? You like that?
Yeah, and then it'll hit retail. It'll be awesome.
Just were you the one that was saying, or was it Tyler? Like about like the old school toys, but having the extra articulation. It's like, what's the point? Like,
No, I think it was Tyler.
Probably Tyler. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for those. I was the biggest thing that disappointed me was Hasbro did not announce anything for Black Series. Nothing. The only thing they
I
announced,
think because of the movie, though. I bet you it's a lot of movie related shit.
no, okay, so like seriously, Marvel has had, like 12, 15 lines released this year. Black Series has had 2 and a handful of.
But Marvel's been prolific for
archive,
like the
yeah.
past 5 years. Like they've been crushing it lately.
Just do you think that's why? Like they didn't show?
I feel like that's why. I feel like they don't want to spoil the movie coming out.
Movie.
Well, I mean, they had that big diorama there. Everything was like Tatooine heavy, like Jabba's palace heavy, and they had like a bunch of custom figures in there, and they had no releases, no reveals.
Yeah,
They dropped the ball again.
Well, maybe it's a Disney. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it just, I mean, it doesn't have to be new fake. There's plenty of old characters they can make.
Right.
Well, there's
Yeah, that's
plenty
true.
of
That's true.
new characters they could do. People are begging for figures to come out, aliens and shit.
Ognaughts.
Ognaughts.
Who-
Look, they had a Jabba's, throne room display.
I wonder
they
if
had
that.
a fucking pin light right on Bib Fortuna
Bib Fortuna,
and
yeah.
didn't announce anything. Oh, it's a
People-
custom figure. Why would you bring something you're not going to release?
I wonder how much of
Fucking
it,
idiots.
if anything, is playing into like, all right, they opened up that Star Wars world in California. They're about to open up the one here in Florida. It's like I wonder if they're just like, look, let's just kind of save all this stuff to push it at these parks or something along those
Why?
lines.
Push
you
it
know what I
out
mean?
there so you can make the most fucking money
Yeah.
you want.
I think the movie-
none of this stuff was. There's nothing new at the parks. It's still the same exclusive they announced from the beginning. Like nothing that they did is new.
Maybe they're saving it for New York Comic Con since that's going to be a little bit closer to the release of Rise of the Skywalker. So maybe
missed opportunity.
mm,
Biggest fucking missed opportunity.
Didn't they
Again,
show Dagobah Luke or something like that?
that was a voted thing from like
Oh, okay.
like whatever 6-8 months ago or something that they
Mhm.
voted. The fans voted, and Dagobah, another Luke Skywalker, was the top vote.
Boring.
Right.
Bullshit. I call
Yeah.
bullshit.
what's
Yeah,
the
that-
precedent, JD?
Huh?
Well, I was gonna say, like, what's the precedent? Do they usually do reveal like new Black Series at events like this? Like, you always get like a reveal of an upcoming line.
I mean, it's been hit or miss. Like they've been showing the same stuff for like the last year now.
Okay.
Like nothing has been different. The only new Black Series thing that they had, which was an exclusive to the show, was that Sith Trooper. Who cares? Nobody knows what the fuck it is yet. Cool. It's a red stormtrooper with extra gear. That's cool. But like, come on. We need more characters. There's billions of fucking characters in this universe that they could do.
Well,
And they did nothing.
I'll agree with JD on the Storm collectibles being really something I was excited to look at. Not even caring so much about all the properties, but just like the way that their figures are continually improving. and how fun they are. And that was the Golden Axe game that has like the guy and the dragon that you can use to other stuff. I don't know. I think they look pretty cool. So I'm excited to see. I know they have the Gears of War stuff coming out, more Street Fighter 2, the other fighting games. So and it seems like they start releasing stuff pretty continuously throughout the year. So, but yeah, it was kind of the opposite. I didn't the updated Retro Masters Universe stuff going back to Mattel. Kind of just I didn't have any interest in that, so I wasn't really sure what to expect seeing that. And I was like, I don't think it's anything I really feel the need to go back and look at. So good there.
Fun.
Jeremy in the chat says the NECA Turtles and the Storm Street Fighter 2 figures have his interest, and Adam Nitron those Turtle in Time figers.
Yeah, time. Yeah,
that's cool. Nice. I remember loving that.
Do you guys feel like it's like? I'm not going to step on the Turtles bandwagon, but like, you think it's too much? Like, I know they have the movie Turtles, they have the cartoon Turtles, and now they're doing arcade Turtles. Is you feel like, is that too much Turtles, or they should just focus on like maybe just the movie Turtles and the cartoon Turtles? Like, why? I'm kind of like not interested so much in these arcade Turtles that they're doing, but I see they're just trying to flood the market with Turtles and shit, but.
I don't think that they're doing any more than anybody else. And I could see what their attitude is like, all right, look, we could gamble and put out a Baxter Stockman, or we could just release these, pixelated turtles of the characters we know everybody's going to buy.
And they're almost done, the movie.
It's like a calculated risk at that point,
Yeah. The movie, they just need April and Casey, and they're done, right?
And
pretty much. And I'm sure they announced that they're going to do some Ooze figures, like Secret of the Ooze. They're doing some of those figures.
No one wants that shit.
If they do Vanilla Ice,
Toka and Razor, you need Toka
and Razor, and all that good stuff. Yeah. But like, I was kind of Brian. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I see Thundercats?
No.
Okay. I saw Thundercats.
You saw Thor, Love and Thunder, which looked like the Thundercats logo.
Sure. Now did you mention it? Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It did. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, Dave, did you see anything you liked, disliked?
I think you all know what I liked.
Oh.
Yeah, we know.
Go back to the just because so he's gonna go back to the dick joke, but that Hot Toys Wicket got my juices going. Like, I was like, what?
Okay, so there's got to be more than just the Wicked. You can't sell that for like just 200, 220.
They sold Yoda.
Yeah,
just like that.
It comes with a lot, Yoda, though.
Yeah, he'll probably come with a lot.
Yeah, do you buy a couple of them though, and just pretend that they're different Ewoks, or do you just hope that they make something else?
Nah, I just buy the one.
You're crazy. You can't pretend they're two different ones.
I don't know. they all look the same to me.
No.
Oh, jeez.
You need Poplu and Low Gray and Chief Chirpa.
Oh my God! Did you say beef jerky?
Tebow's on with the pig head.
But dude, Dave, you're not in for that Hot Toy Starfighter?
Oh, that Starfighter. Yeah, you know what it is? It's just real estate.
Dude, that's
like, where am I putting that big motherfucker?
Dude, they can repaint that thing every color for every Jedi they want to make it, just like they did for 3 3/4.
Dude, what's that? That thing's gonna be like $1,000, right?
So, I don't know. I didn't see a price on it.
What was it? How much did like the Batmobile and all that other shit?
Well, the '89 Batmobile when it first was released was $499, and same thing for the Tumbler. They did both versions. They did the black Tumbler and the camouflage Tumbler.
What about the DeLorean from back to
DeLorean? Well, I think it was $699.
All right,
because it had more pieces. Because I had the '89 Batmobile and it was cool as hell, but it was relatively plain, as far as the actual mold piece of the body and stuff. And the DeLorean had a lot more pieces, I think.
But isn't this shit way bigger than all that stuff? Maybe the same size as the Tumbler, then, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, those starships not much to them. Cockpit and wings.
Right. Yeah, they're not.
You think they made it so that the whatever R2 you have can fit in that, or is it like its own little R2 that's going to come with it?
I bet they have a way that they can either have it come with one or do like an adapter. Because the Hulkbuster had that, the bust of the mark inside, or you could put the real mark inside the whole legs, but they gave you little booties and stuff to put on so you didn't scratch anything. It was interesting. So
that's cool that they accounted for that, though.
Yeah,
that is cool. That's like thinking thinking ahead, and that is cool when you could integrate older figures into like a new release that comes out. If you could still get your hands on the older piece, it would make you want to get that, I would think, for any collector. So damn, that's nice. The Hot Toy stuff. Have you bought any of those, Gary? You ever gotten in on any of those 1/6 scale pieces?
Yeah, I've got a handful. I've got a Deadpool. I've had several of the Iron Man. I've had a couple of Civil War. I've kind of cycled through some of them over the years.
Okay.
Gary, did you see that that Venomized Deadpool that came out?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't really know where that's from, but it's interesting to look at.
It's from a video game. It's from that video game. Yeah.
Yeah, the Battle Damage Mark 85 looked really good with the gauntlet. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that did look good. I know you'd be in for like the Michael Knight if they did a Knight Rider, right? With the
good night. You want to see me change my tone about Kickstarters and funding and money and make interest off my money if you're going to give me the toy I really want?
Do you need Michael Knight or just Kit?
Honestly, I just need Kit.
Right.
Yeah, because the vehicles to me are almost like characters for some of that stuff. So
especially in the 80s, like that's.
Yeah.
I've always said if I ever made if I won Powerball or something like that, I'd buy a bunch of cars, but it would be all these movie cars that I loved. Like I would buy a fucking I would buy Kit. I would have the flashing light. I would buy the DeLorean that's all modded out.
I don't want to admit this, but I've admitted worse on this show. It's like 2 weeks ago, the History Channel had this battle of the 80s supercars hosted by David Hasselhoff. And it was cheesy, it was silly, but it was him, and he had a Kit car, like a real leftover one. And then the guy who played Face on the A-Team, was it Dirk Benedict, went and found one of the original A-Team vans and got it running.
Chevys, that's cool. See, I would do that.
The GMC, and then Eric Estrada found one of the old motorcycles from Chips, and they kind of did like this little rally race and stuff like that. It was funny, but it's I don't know. Yeah, you look at that Firebird, obviously 35 plus years later, and it's like, okay, yeah, it was it's cheesy, but it's still pretty cool to look at.
Dude, I would do that, man. I would buy the Bandits, fucking Trans Am. Like that's the type of shit that I would have.
Yeah,
it would look like these movie replicas.
Just that shit's expensive these days. Though.
Well, obviously that's like some lotto money. That's
I get it, but I mean, it's really you'd be shocked at how expensive it is just to get the base car to build it to that level. Man, it's crazy. But I mean, I agree with you. But yeah, give me a 1/6 scale Kit. Give me not 1/18. That's too little. But give me one for 6-inch figures at 1/12 scale. I'm in. And Pontiac doesn't exist anymore, so there's no licensing. So, listen, any of these companies in China that need to, switch gears and make something, I'm telling you, it's you could do it.
Nice.
Do it.
Right. Dom, anything for you? Any standouts?
I was disappointed that I guess Filmation, Motu Filmation is going to be on a hiatus in regards to the movie stuff that's going out. So. That's kind of sad. Again, not finishing a line, which I'm sure they'll pick it back up. But I'm cool with the origin stuff. But it's just I'm not gonna pick up a line.
They're not gonna do the movie stuff anymore that they showed before.
They're not doing the Filmation, like the cartoon stuff that they were doing before. They kind of put it on hold. They haven't really.
What movie stuff?
Well, they did the movie stuff. Super 7 did like the old movie stuff. Like they did a
Dolph Lundgren movie.
Dolph Lundgren, yeah. They did some of that stuff. They already had the pre-order. That was back in March.
Yeah.
Why did people want that?
But like I watched this interview with Pixel Dan, and he was questioning Super 7. And they were kind of dodging on.
Dude, that was the most useless fucking conversation.
It was.
Dude is a fucking idiot. Why did he even bother showing up to that show? To sell some fucking pizza turtles. That was it.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I guess, there's some Mattel wants to, not, I guess, flood the market with the product that they're possibly putting out and just focus on the product that they're going to be putting out for the new movie.
Getting everything back.
Yeah.
Super 7's already dropping the ball. They can't fucking keep up.
Yeah. So I was in that line. I was buying all that stuff. So it's unfortunate, but whatever you gonna do.
That's
how toy collecting goes.
He's mad about that shit, dude.
Tell them why you mad, JD. I love it.
Tell them why I'm mad.
Yeah, I love the passion.
They're dumb.
Fucking idiots.
They're fucking dumb. That's all I'm gonna say. No, it was a mistake for Mattel to fucking let that shit go. But you know, it happens to everybody. Fucking Mattel does it with how many of the fucking Transformers names and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just like them fucking up with the paperwork, right? They just forget to register the copyright or something like that. It lapses. Somebody just swoops in and steals that shit, so they don't want to pay to fucking get it back or something like that.
Yep. But Dom, the Snake Mountain did get funded though, right?
Yeah. Snake Mountain's being made. Yeah. It wasn't it was just pre-orders. So like if you were interested, you pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like it was rumored before the show that was kind of the last thing that Super 7 was going to do for Filmation. So, and I guess it's true, but like he kind of didn't like say that it's over. He didn't kind of say.
Yeah.
He just to me it sounded like it was going to be on hold due to the movie. And then like when you watch the interview with Mattel and what they're doing with the Origin line, they're really not going to Filmation. They're going more into this, little better articulation with the classic toys. So it's cool. Like I understand it's great, but I'm just not interested in it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I get
it. I was more interested in that one line, but I got Mythic Legions to collect.
I was gonna say more money for Mythic.
Yeah.
Nah. Plenty of other things to buy.
Yeah.
And they announced some shit, right? Didn't they announce some shit at San Diego Comic-Con, or was it just at the same time that the con was going on?
No, they haven't. Legions haven't.
They haven't.
They just announced
they will. They will Friday.
Yeah. Just their only announcements. They have they're using Megalopolis for.
Oh, right. That's what it was. I knew it was like they announced something.
Which is great. I hope they definitely need it from that shit show that happened this past Wednesday. So, I think they definitely need somebody to help them with their online and their fulfillment and everything that they just, it makes sense. And they can focus on their design and producing these toys instead of like, selling them and then basically fulfilling orders and customer service in that regards.
It was funny with that, Dom. It's like that Mythic group that we're on in Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're so nice in that group, right? Until that shit went down on Wednesday and people's true colors came out.
Oh yeah.
And it was like it was really interesting to see how fast the tide turned. Yeah. With that, I was like, oh shit! It's almost like being in a Transformer group again.
Yeah, what's interesting about that stuff is, in that particular group, Dave, it's like everyone's like, oh, just pre-order. Well, we got to remember that not everybody got in at the same time.
Right, because there's new fans.
Yes, right. Mm-hmm. So it's exciting. So it's just like we talking Transformers and other stuff. Not everybody's been buying third-party shit for 5 years. So the person that's just kind of discovered it, didn't have that option. So I think that's why those feelings were there for sure. And then,
and you got to remember too, that 2.0 All-Star pre-order was like what? Like a year ago?
Yeah.
2 years, like a year and a half ago. So it's like
we didn't even get in on that.
Exactly. A lot of new, I'm not like exactly. So we were new fans before that pre-order. So it's like we got into the game before that pre-order came out. So
yeah, but it's like me saying, Dave, I'm hungry, and Dave's like, oh, you should have ate something before we left the house. I'm like, I didn't know there was anything there to eat. You know what I mean? It doesn't do any good now to tell me that I should have had something then when it wasn't really an option. So it's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, there's always every fandom, every whatever you collect, whatever group you're in regards to collecting, there's always saltiness.
Well, I think we live in a world, right, with instant gratification, information, products delivered to your house. You were talking about groceries being delivered, right? Conveniences, and the second that we can no longer have that type of getting what we want when we want it, it's frustrating,
Dude, I love having low expectations because I don't get frustrated with shit like that.
It's a good way to approach life.
Yeah, I mean,
you're never
well,
disappointed.
Yeah.
No, I think
I just roll with it now.
Brian, I think it's not low expectations. I think you just have you have
Realistic expectations.
Well, realistic. You have a series of priorities for yourself, and you realize at the end of the day, buying toys is it's not going to
Top
affect
priority.
your quality of life.
And the thing is I mean, if we want to get in the mythics, but I mean, the thing started at 9, and I was on till 1 a.m. fucking
Me too.
clicking buttons. And when they said that site crashed, it didn't actually crash. I found I was just being patient, multiple windows, waiting. I mean, I was getting my stuff. I mean,
You went above and beyond the Call of Duty though. But even to me, I would think that would be a frustrating experience.
I mean, I was on a figure banging thing at the same time. So I mean, I'm just sitting here chatting about Transformers and right clicking and waiting. So it was what it was. But
That's the cool thing about having choices, though. I gave it a shot myself, and I don't make it all about that. But I was like, I don't need anything this badly.
yeah, I mean, maybe it's for another show, but they dropped some news today, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if it'll be encouraging for the new people that were so frustrated, but I mean, dude, it's their this is not their bread and butter. I mean, this is almost like a side project for them. So it is what it is, and you know what? And what we've seen so far is everything gets a re-release. So everybody just calm the fuck down. Just wait a little bit longer.
I get that, Brian, but at the same token, this isn't their first time doing this. They should have known that shit was gonna fucking crash.
Well, actually, I was listening to another podcast, and they were super surprised that people wanted those trolls when we went to NJCC. They said the last time they brought trolls there, they sold 6. It's like they don't have their finger on the pulse. Like the orange troll, they sold 6. They said, but when it came to that ice troll, it's like they had to go back to the warehouse 2 more times.
When they were selling that orange troll, they were just selling fucking birds with them. Nobody wanted the birds at that time.
No, true. They weren't. And the time before that, they had the not the forest, they had the stone troll there. So it just wasn't as popular, I guess.
Exactly.
We walked by them so many times.
They're widely popular now, but it's like these guys are busy doing their actual job. I mean, they don't have the time like us to keep finger on the pulse and stuff. It's just
but still, Brian, they basically threw out 3 waves of figures on one night.
And one night
when they could have broken down into separate weeks, or at least separate days at the very least.
It turns out they said that they couldn't do it because they have to get out of their warehouse lease and stuff like that. I mean, there's all these. I'm not making excuses.
No,
it's just unfortunate coincidence this stuff happens, but dude, they're fucking toys, man.
But
exactly.
But the funny thing is even with the short time we've been in it, we knew that this in Stocksdale was going to be a shit show. We knew that it was going to be crash time. It was going. I knew I was not going to get all the stuff within a half hour, 30 minutes. Because it was just going to be a time game in regarding when you're going to check out and get your stuff out. And it's unfortunate because I just I don't think their skills are in this this avenue, selling toys. So
exactly. That's not their bread and butter selling. I mean, they farm out this website. I mean, they basically, it's like GoDaddy kind of thing, right? It's hey guys, we need a storefront. Can you do this for us? Okay, fine. These guys have no idea. What do you mean super huge internet traffic crashes sites? How does that happen? and they probably are oblivious to it. It's but that's shit that happens.
I said, the future is bright with the team that they're doing or the outfit that they're going with. So I don't hopefully they're ready for it. Because there's a lot of people who are interested in toys, and they're going to be flooding those servers. Whenever they put them up. So
see, but now they're at the point that they know that though now, right? So who cares if the fucking site crashes? They know people are going to still go and buy it, and it's just going to sell out, and they're going to make their money.
But that's exactly the problem.
Yeah,
that's exactly the problem. It's don't in one breath say that you care about your fans and you care about your people and you're making toys for for the collector, and that they spiel that stuff constantly, and then
And hey, we're gonna break these sales up.
right,
We know it's gonna hurt everybody's wallet, and then
and then
a
lie.
week later, oh nope, here we go. Here's a date. They're all going at the same time.
I mean, that could have been like, you guys are talking about they have a site that runs it. That could have been the site fucking up and just
Dude, it was like
releasing all the shit.
It was like porn.
It was the site, just
So-
yeah. I mean,
What's the site?
So Jisk, right?
Oh, but they
came
said
out-
that too. They came back and like, hey, look, they were supposed to slow release these and they just threw them all on there.
well, no, it's
No.
just people are just mad. Just
Yeah.
Right.
It's just and the
problem
thing is, they're going to get to a point someday where the stuff's going to be in stock, hopefully all the time, right?
Right.
And and when that occurs, hopefully you don't have people going up and buying them all. Like if they're up all the time, people are just gonna buy them all and then like try to sell them in the
Well,
aftermarket because it's a huge scalper game now. I mean,
I mean, they're
I'll
not.
I'll say
There's not like an unlimited amount of these, and like
yeah.
people wait till after that first hour, and they're buying out what they can,
Right.
and
so
also
they can scalp it. You know what I mean? They're
And I know
selling
this-
them for $50 to
this-
$100.
This is a small group versus Mattel, but I'll say this again: as someone who's collecting those stupid Motu classics at the peak of their popularity, Digital River in California, who did their distribution, was ridiculous. Their website was atrocious.
Yep.
And when the new figure would drop on the 15th of the month, it was the same thing that happened on Mythic Legions. The site would crash, it would go down, you'd try and check out, you couldn't, it'd be in your cart, it wasn't there. And then that was for a few years. And then Mattel finally reached a point where they just kept some of the main characters in stock and they were in stock for quite a while. So you could buy He-Man, you could buy Skeletor, you could buy Battle Cat, you could buy Panther. Some of your core characters were pretty much always available on their store site. And that alleviated a lot of the issues, but they went through the same exact nonsense with not being able to support it.
Brammer said you're jealous of He-Man's gains.
Is that? Yeah, let's pick up a sword.
yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. I don't want to harp on it, but
Yeah. But so
Yeah.
just I know you stick to the Transformers still. Did you see anything that catches your eye ever, or are you just really if it's not a Transformer, you're good with just not?
I mean, I think like looking at like the Marvel Legends and stuff is cool. Like it's cool to see that stuff. I mean, I wasn't a super huge comic book reader, but I knew all the characters and stuff as a kid. So to see stuff and to see how just the advancements that are being made just in the way they make figures is cool as shit to see. But yeah, ultimately I'm like, again, it looks cool, but it's not for me. I don't have any intention of ever buying that stuff.
Some of those some of those head sculpts are getting amazing from the movieverse stuff that they're doing. It's just ridiculous.
Just even remember, like I remember, being 13 and 14. Well, maybe not 14, but like 13 and 12, but having like all the Toy Biz figures. You know what I mean? So just for nostalgia reasons, to see like, damn man, this is look at that. Look at what they've done with Iron Man from that first one.
From then till now, like how far like they've come along. But I'm with you like there too. Like I've collected like a lot of that stuff in all types of like lines, from like the Legends to like the higher end stuff like the Fig Arts and whatnot, and Play Arts Kai. But like at this point, I feel like getting that stuff, I don't get that much enjoyment out of it like I do with buying the Transformers and stuff like that. Right. So when it comes, even though I love all the superhero shit and I love those movies, I love reading those comics, I feel like I don't really need the representations as far as toys for those characters.
You think it's also because the figure just does less? Like if you think about, all right, the Transformer, you have the puzzle element. I don't know if that intrigues you at all, but you know what I mean? Like there's just something about changing this thing from one thing to another, which for me is appealing. So it's like, all right, I get to figure out, I look at it, I'll put its gun in its hand. Like I'm talking like, if it's like a Marvel Legends or something like that. And I'm like, all right, that's it. Yeah,
you can't really do much with it unless you're into like the photography and stuff like that.
Right.
I think it's that. I think the Transformers, sometimes it's the process of actually opening it, meaning the presentation, even if it's in a clamshell versus styrofoam, it's usually in a box. You have to slide out. There's accessories, there's instructions. I'll admit, like the handful of Legends or Black Series I buy, and every year I say I'm not going to buy anymore. Like I buy, like even Dave today, I it's out of boredom almost, and just having something in that $20 price point to kind of mess around with. But once you tear it off the card and you pose it a little bit, like I'm like, all right, you're right, Jose. It's very unfulfilling, and I think it tempts you to buy volume because that's where I think you get more enjoyment out of it versus like just a single character.
Let me ask you guys, like, how important is packaging to you guys?
I like
even the presentation of the package.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I like it as presentation, like a package. I mean, ultimately in the end, anything that's retail, ultimately it doesn't matter because I wind up just throwing the shit out.
Right.
But I do like to see nice packaging on a figure. I think something like that's striking.
Yeah, dude. For me, like, it's super important. Like, I just consider that shit. I consider like even just the materials that the box is made out of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as an example, like DX9, like I hate their fucking packaging. It looks
Really?
dope, but I hate the material
cheap,
that their
right?
box
Feels
is made
cheap,
out of.
right?
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, this shit sucks, man. It's like, what they make this out of?
Even like the art on the packaging. Sometimes, like when I was collecting G1 stuff, I was like, just getting stuff in packaging, the old packaging, and getting it in box. It's just what I remember from like just sitting, going as a kid, getting it and seeing it, and I don't know who's that.
It's fucking.
So your girlfriend to call back.
No,
Is it Chuck butt dialing us again?
Fucking butt
Yeah,
dialing
it is
again.
Chuck. Like
It is.
every time, dude. That's like,
Yeah.
They're talking about me. Let me.
Like I just feel some of the packaging gives that nostalgia. Like it's what you remember when picking up a figure, just seeing it, presenting it to yourself the first time. So I just feel like when I was collecting G1 stuff and box stuff, and I was like, wow, like that packaging is something that I loved, and it brought that nostalgia back for me.
Dude,
not just even the toy itself.
in the 90s when the Star Wars Power of the Force was out, remember like they were on the orange lightsaber cards first, and then they transitioned to the green. I remember, it's R2 on the green card, and how cool it looked, and they did the purple for the Shadows of the Empire stuff, and I just remember being excited for those first few waves. It was like it kind of changed what that looked like,
Yeah. And I like even like what was the classics, even the Universe Generations, that like they had the box art and like the card art that was for every character. It was nice to see.
So which company has your favorite packaging?
Right now?
Yeah. Or not even right now, but just out of all time, what's your favorite?
Mask.
Yeah.
Oh, Mask.
Well, because it was like animated on the front, and then you flipped it over, and it showed the actual toy with each of the features labeled and just with the description. It had a file card that went with it. About the driver and the vehicle. I always thought that was pretty awesome.
I was always a fan of old He-Man packaging.
The art.
The art. Like those are like actual paintings, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool.
Like back then, companies like took the time and spent the money to really present and put art on their packaging. And
Well, I feel like the third-party companies do that shit now.
I'd probably get with these.
Yep.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Let me highlight just so I can see. Pull it back just a little bit.
Oh.
What is? Okay. Yeah.
The Tamashii Nations
Samurai,
movie realization.
What's the other side look like?
So you got, of course, his mask on the side, and that side is his saber and his name.
And then they have like a whole setup and all those accessories and stuff that they can do.
Yeah. This shit's cool. But then how is it on the inside too? What about like the inside of it?
It's kind of like a book.
I'm kind of a fan of like a packaging like that too, where it's very like minimal,
You open
like,
it up,
yeah,
and
that's
it has
cool as
a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and then you get your, your clamshell in there.
Because I'll tell you,
it's like a nice thick box,
right?
Too, and it's like folded up all pretty.
That shit. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it's just the OCD in me, but that shit. Like, I love Fans Toys and Toy World, but Toy World, like, I like something about the foam that makes it feel fancy as shit to me, and like everything sits in there. I wish Fans Toys would switch to the foam versus that styrofoam.
I love the Hot Toys diecast figures. That packaging. On
that'll do it too, Dom. You're right.
Amazing.
I don't know why that shit's important to me, but
They pack that shit like it's like you're carrying like a brick of gold or something.
Yeah,
It's
but
all
you
precious, right?
yeah,
Precious.
you keep all your packaging though, right? Just like you keep it all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
for the most part, I mean, all the third party stuff definitely, unless it's ruined.
Mhm.
Like for some reason it gets ruined or like a flap. You know, let's say like my kid grabs it and like rips a flap. Like then I'm like, all right, well I gotta fucking toss it. But I don't know that I keep it like that's a OCD issue more so than a collector issue. You know what I mean? Because I just hold on to weird shit.
Yeah.
And not like a hoarder, but just like stuff that like I just feel the need, like boxes for whatever reason. I don't know why. Like even for like TVs and shit, like I just feel the need to like hold on to them, and then I have to kind of like with TVs and shit like that. I'll be like, man, get rid of this fucking shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But like I just feel the need, like, all right, what if I need to put it back in there though? Like it may happen.
The boxes for your ceiling fans.
I still do actually have.
I do that with my video game consoles. I keep the boxes of the video game consoles.
Yeah.
But are you doing that because you're a big seller? So you doing that because of the resale?
No.
Or just something you just feel? Yeah.
I just.
I don't know
mean,
what it is.
like,
I don't
I
know where
had-
that comes from.
I
Hey, a
still
lot
have-
of times that stuff has serial numbers and shit on it too.
Yeah,
The
I still have my
actual box.
PlayStation. I have my PlayStation 1 box. I have my PlayStation 2 box. Like I have all my video game boxes still.
You know what though? I do too, but I think with something with like that, because they're a little bit more of like a big ticket item, I feel like you had to keep those boxes. Like I didn't feel comfortable throwing
Like
them
I
away.
still have my Sonos boxes that I bought my Sonos speakers for my wife. I still have the Sonos boxes.
Mm.
Like electronics. You typically with electronics, I'll keep the box for a while.
So I wonder. I think that's what it is. Yeah, because I don't keep it. It is for electronic shit, and I consider like the ceiling fan like because it's got a So I just feel like I consider that like an electronic thing.
Yeah, because
Shit
I guess
don't work.
Because I don't keep the boxes for like, oh, I built an entertainment center or a DTOF. I don't keep that shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All right. So
Just-
how long to build the box away?
Right.
A DTOF, like a DTOF box, or
Oh no.
a TV box.
Let's say.
So
A
generally,
year?
it'll be it'll be like a TV box. Man, I'll probably now, even though it makes me uncomfortable, I'll throw it away right away just because I know, like, dude, in 2 weeks you're gonna be fucking mad. But yeah,
like,
usually 2
my-
weeks.
my-
You
What's
can
funny,
buy one, it depreciates the minute you take it out.
I
the
should have
store.
said the electronics depreciate quicker than probably anything else in your house. So you just
Probably, yeah.
get another one.
Dude, I still have an old
Yeah.
VCR in its VCR box.
Well,
And I'm not saving it just for. I don't know what it is, man. I don't
You
know.
waiting to display that too, Dom?
oh,
I watch a lot of those old gangster movies where they always had like a stack load of like VCRs and stuff in the box in the background. I was like, yeah, that's it.
Dude, I'm gonna put you in a fucking DTOF, Dave. Okay, how about that? You son of a bitch.
All
right,
right,
right next to Wicked in your fucking Hot Toys Star Wars.
Dude, he said you're gonna kick it with Wicket.
Yep.
Oh, no doubt.
And I still have room. I'll still have room in that fucking DTOF.
Just aim for the knee, Dave. Aim for the knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
All right. Well, real quick before we wrap up, there was a little bit of news I think that came out within the past couple of days, and I know we all spoke about Unicron and the official release. It was on display at SDCC. Some of us are in, some not. But Zeta put out a reveal, basically a Unicron head, and then I think earlier today they put out a couple of more pictures where maybe a little bit of the body. At least of the
They were like,
planet.
quick, print some more pieces off.
Is it
Yeah.
is
so
it a
now-
bust? Is
Yeah.
it like a Unicron bust? What is it?
Yeah, knowing the price of the official piece, that it's a crowdfund piece, we don't know if that's going to get funded or not by August 31st. But now we're seeing reveals like this. This could potentially hurt the official release, especially if they
$4.6 million. Eat it.
And you know what I find interesting is that the crowdfund that Zeta put up for this is already at 3,200 backers. I mean, that's insane.
yeah, right.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. Facebook / Thunder Thieves. Just go there and there you go. You can back it. Goes right to my bank account.
So JD's obviously happy. Like you're in, like you're happy about it. Why are you angry about?
I don't know.
Unicron has.
Because
What? Just because it's a
why do
crowdfunding
they?
project? That's usually
Dude, why do
Gary.
they need
Gary.
$4.6 million to make
Because
a
no
fucking
company-
toy?
Because no company wants to lose money.
JD, how much?
They could do it
JD,
anyway.
JD, you
They
say
don't
4
need that money to do it. It'll sell.
Yeah, but that 4.6 million isn't all profit though.
They're hedging their bets.
Yeah, like, exactly, JD. How
Come
much does
on.
it take to make a toy? Do you know? Is
It doesn't
4.6
cost
too
much.
Well, Zeta
It don't
knows.
cost-
Zeta's not asking
It
for any
don't
money
cost
upfront.
$575 to fucking make each one.
So yeah,
No,
so-
it's like seriously, it's like probably 3% of the cost of the
And-
actual toy is what it costs to produce it.
yeah. And JD,
Well,
to be
that's everything. That's
JD
everything.
JD, to be your advocate, the Fort Max. So, how much do you think it cost them to make that? That it was
What?
that?
The Titan class
yeah.
4 Max,
I don't
Yeah.
think that Fort Max is going to be.
maybe I don't know. I'd say
2.5 million? Did it cost them 2.5 million to make that? I mean,
You honestly think that fucking you're gonna compare the Fort Max or any of those Titan class figures to like the Unicron?
No, but it costs
Like,
money. It costs money to make those
I
toys,
will.
and it's
Yeah,
and
It's
with anything, other
100%
toys, clothing, fucking even your food. Like if they're gonna make, they gotta make at least 50%. If you're not making
Listen.
50% margin,
Well,
then you don't put
No.
you're not gonna put it to market. Like
that's not true. Look,
I'm just saying.
Folks are in the
big
manufacturing
companies.
business. I'm just saying, but what we can factually say that I agree with JD just is that if they are collecting the money on August 31st, they are going to collect interest on all that money.
absolutely
About the-
until that thing releases.
And no matter what the margin is, they're collecting free interest off of a very large sum of money from customers. That's it, and that's factually what you can calculate. And you can calculate what that is based on 575 times 8,000, and just do
Why
a
does
simple.
that bother you though?
It's not. So I look at it like this. I have very strong opinions. I don't do pre-orders for hot toys or expensive things. I would prefer to pay myself each month and then just buy the item outright, or save different. And look, that doesn't work for everybody. And people have talked a lot about that there isn't a payment plan option. Like I get it. It just it's not that it even bothers me. I just think that it's something that we have to consider as a business, that they're making that much money off of your money. Like
Right.
you don't have that money in the bank.
So
You're
with-
giving them money.
I have a problem. Okay, to answer your question, just the reason I have a problem with it is because this is a multi-billion-dollar company. They don't need to they don't need help to do this.
Right. But I mean,
You know
so
what I
let me, and I don't know whether this is the case, but I would assume that logistically, just to now house 8,000 of these, you're going to need more space. You know what I mean? I don't know what their capacity is at whatever factory they're
They're
making these things. You know what I
They're the
mean?
leading toy company in the world.
It still takes
They
up
don't need help
space.
to do this.
You know,
It's
what
a
I mean? Think
different
about
JD. It's a different market. It's a different market. It's not. You're not talking about toy companies in the '80s. You're not talking about toy companies in the early '90s. It's a different fucking market. The market is tough. It's more.
How do
It's
you
competitive. Because
Mattel,
now-
they're not they are the leading toy company.
Yeah.
Out of
Exactly.
any toy company, they are the
But like
leading
every
toy company.
business, markets change. Things happen. And at the end of the day, with toys,
and they're
there's
on
no-
top of it.
yeah, but at the end of the day, I think what they're doing is they can't take the risks like they've done in the past, and they're saying, listen, if you want these toys, we'll do these toys, but we're going to need some help because we can't take the risk. Because if we take the risk, and if it fails, and you guys play the games and say you want them, and you don't bring your wallet to the store and buy it, then I'm fucking out, and I can't make any toys for you anymore.
I don't like that, and I don't agree. I agree with JD.
It's fucking bullshit.
They have all
They
the
have
means
you
in the world to
around
fund
their
whatever they
you're
feel like.
You live
They
in a
have the
world.
money.
You're
They
a
have
fool.
the money, but nobody wants to lose money though. That's the thing. Everything is always growth year after year after year. So you don't want to be going down year after year after year. Making a piece like this is a risk for them to lose money. They're just trying to guarantee that they make their money on that, on a piece
So
like
make
that.
so make it a pre-order and say we're making as many as we can until this date is done. Not
Exactly.
we need
Hey,
8,000 of them to
that's
be
what I-
made in order to
exactly
make
what
it.
all these other companies do. They put it up for pre-order. You put a deposit down on it,
Mm-hmm.
they make that, and whatever may be made, like extra,
People back out of
they make.
pre-orders all the time.
Yeah.
You can't.
I mean,
go
look,
off of
I mean, Nobody Young
pre-orders.
said it.
You
Like, look,
think that
Toys R Us
Hasbro-
when
Non-refundable deposit.
Non-refundable, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that Hasbro is too big to have that kind of a business model, though, where it's like, look, we can't think that small scale. It's got to be like on a global level for us to even
But they're
consider
not-
doing it.
It's only U.S. release for now anyway. They're not on a.
Oh, it's not for the. I thought somebody had said that they were like,
when they
ship it
did
to
the
Europe.
sail barge, they were like, a lot of people overseas were complaining because, hey, we don't get a shot at this. Like, you're only selling it to American, on the American market. Like, no one overseas can get this. So they did extras. How'd they pay for the extras?
Right.
You're thinking of
They
a.
did
you're-
extras so they could fucking sell them on eBay to the, European, Asian market.
So you're just against that this large of a company is doing just crowdfunding in general.
Yes.
Yeah,
They don't need to
and
do
listen,
it.
and that's fair. I agree. So I agree too. But I do agree. So I hear what you're saying, and I agree. But then I also agree with Jose said too. It's like, look, they're taking. It's like, look, we're not really taking a risk if we put this out and then we find out, all right, nobody wants it. You know what I mean? Versus, and I think I don't know if I said this last night, but versus making a shit ton of them and just having them set on a shelf, and then they have to take a loss when they go to Ollie's or something like that.
I'm going to use just a point that I think applies that I brought up when we talked about the sail barge like a year ago. And I remember listening to some other podcasts out there. So when MMC, right, did their repaint of their Inferno, and they did the, I can't remember what it was called, but like the Art Fire, like the white and red
Right.
fire truck, right? If you guys remember, that was through a Kickstarter. And if you funded it, you got the Target Master and like a clear Target Master that went with it. And I remember a lot of other shows bashed MMC as a smaller third-party company. And this was, 2.5 years ago that they did that? No, but I'm saying, let me say though, but they bashed it because it was weak. It was a sign of no confidence in your product. There was all these really negative things to say.
It's all the people
about
that aren't fronting the money to make the shit that are talking all the shit.
Different market, dude.
No,
It's different market.
but my point is, it's not different markets now. I'm going to get there, and I'll.
No. I'm just saying the market is changing. People.
But people didn't care. No, listen. I think in that instance, people were eager to say that because they didn't care that much about a repainted fire truck transformer from a third-party company. It didn't ring true to them because and then the Takara one came out shortly after anyway, right?
No, before.
Was it before?
It came out first, and that's why they did the Kickstarter, because they wanted to see if anybody was
Correct.
going to buy
Yes,
theirs.
correct.
And I'm
Okay.
sure it was them.
Cheaper.
I could look at that as going like, look, we already paid the money for the mold and everything. Let's see if we can try and recoup.
Yeah, I get it, but I just think that the fandom was because they didn't care so much about that particular toy. But it's, again, so the MMC is weak and they don't have a product confidence and all this other stuff. But because people want this Unicron, and there's nothing wrong with wanting the Unicron. There's nothing, just like wanting the sail barge. If you want it, cool. But when you want something more, you overlook some of those same premises around what that could instill about the organization.
Right, but I want to say too, in 2 years, 2 years is a lot of time, and the way that we look at crowdfunding now versus then is also, I think it's more accepted to do that type of business practice now. Maybe not on the Hasbro level, but I think just in general. I mean, everybody's got, you see somebody who, my mom's sick, and they start some kind of crowdfunding. So I mean, they do it for everything.
No, that's true.
I feel like I'm more at I feel more confident to crowdfund something like this from a major company, even though they don't need the help, but they're a major company. They're not going to take your money and run. Where you could crowdfund, some third party company, and what happens if they don't make it? They take your money and fucking run.
Monsters.
Well, look at what were the ninjas? The
articulated
I
icons.
know they did come out, but there was a time where everybody was like, man, we don't know what the fuck's going on with this shit.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, there's a risk. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I understand, people overlooking it when it's the little guy doing it as opposed to the big corporate company, but fucking at least you got precedent with the big corporate company. They're not going to fucking screw you.
Yeah.
They already screwed you if you're in.
Yeah, see, like Jose, I get what you're saying, but like I'm this is what I'm finding a lot of people that are backing this, that are like, oh, gung ho, I love this. This is gonna be the best fucking Unicron ever. Are people that are buying Hasbro stuff on a consistent basis. The people who are more standoffish on the Hasbro product and buy third party stuff are like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna wait for third party to do it.
Yeah,
and the
now
reason why is because they don't have to give up any money today for it.
Mhm.
You know, they don't have to fucking put up that $575 today to get it. You know what I'm saying? They can just wait and hopefully they get what they get.
Dave, I think you have a good point that
I'll make a fucking Unicron. Way better. It'll hold together. It's not going to be plagued with fucking Hasbro, fucking loose joints and shit that ain't going to hold up.
And I mean, that's a different argument entirely. Like I do feel like, especially for this, Hasbro to me hasn't proven themselves in this arena. That's a lot of money for a company that, yes, and I know they can make this stuff, but they haven't proven. And I know that because they are that big, they are a company that does cut corners and they have to cut costs and they are worried about that type of stuff. So there's there's more negative on this purchase than like me going in on like a Zeta, for example.
Yeah, but do you think they're more apt to do that for a piece that's going to cost you $19.99 though? You think they're going to do the same thing with a piece that costs $5.75?
I think you see them doing that.
Yeah, they'll do
it. Just you know what I mean? Look at even just the way that there are so many, potato chips as they're calling them. It's like, they're cutting costs where they can.
well,
People are raving about that sail barge, though. I mean, I know it's not as complex, but
Bunch of fucking panels that everybody
It's
paid.
It's a fucking boat, bro. Like, like it's not gonna transform.
but it's a really good boat, from what I hear.
Yeah, no, it's a really nice looking boat. But what I'm saying is, it's a fucking boat, with compartments and paint. It's not something that's gonna change into something else.
Yeah. Well, the debate on the
Seems
crowdfunding like aside and all that shit though, this Zeta like reveal now that they're gonna be doing a Unicron of their own. Do you think it's gonna be better quality than what Hasbro's gonna give you? Do you think it's gonna be the same size, to have the same presence? Like Hasbro kind of showed you what they're doing. This we're getting teased. We don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, we don't know what it is.
I don't think they know what they're doing.
I hope
yet.
it's bigger and it'll definitely.
Do you think they're doing
a
it
lot less expensive?
Do you think they're
No,
doing
I mean, I think
I
I think they had an idea to do it, and they're like, well, you know what? Let's roll with it. Like the fact that you're going to show the head and then these random fucking panels of like the alt, like I really do legit feel like they're just showing them as they're fucking printing out this prototype. You know what I mean? They're like, look, all right, these are done off the printer. They're ready to go. Take a photo of them, put them up. But and I had joked earlier saying that like, seeing Zeta release these images was like the biggest sigh of relief, only for the fact that I just like to have options. You know what I mean? And hopefully by the time August, 31st rolls around, right? That's when the closeout date is for the Unicron.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Zeta at least has a completed version, a photo of it, so you can go, all right, cool, I'll wait for this. Just because, again, I know this sounds crazy. It's wild to say, but I don't trust Hasbro on this particular endeavor.
Mm-hmm. People are saying, I think the rumor is the Zeta is going to be 40 inches tall or something like that. Which is, if you think about it, that's what, 15, 20 inches taller than Constructor?
It's 3 feet tall, like a little over 3 feet.
It's the size of me.
Oh. I don't need look at. I think the size that Hasbro's doing is fine. Like 30 inches, right? It's 29 or whatever. That's fine.
Not for that price.
Hey, interesting.
Really, you think it needs to be bigger for that price?
Yeah, 6 inches over their Titan class. Their Titan class.
Yeah,
it's 20 pounds, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Those Titan class figures are hollow, and there's like no engineering, dude. You lay the figure down and you spread the legs for transformation.
Let me ask you
no
a question,
engineering.
What if Zeta puts it out and they put it out at $500? Is that too? But it's the same height. Is that too much for them?
Probably. I mean,
I think then you have an argument. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if it's the same size, you have an argument. But if it's bigger,
how much was Omega? How much was Omega?
I think it was like 425 all in. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you got the
place your arguments there, then
DX9, which was what, 250.
Yeah.
Right. Or even that other one, which was it a knockoff? Was it?
Oh, the
KBB one or Wei Zhang? Yeah. There's what I think was like the same thing, $200, right? $225.
Like $200.
Oh.
But I think that with the DX9 one, that was an attempt to like be like, all right, we're gonna like Zeta. Let's just put it out cheaper to get people in the door.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Zeta, you already see the quality of figures that you're getting. I'm not saying that they're bad or whatever, but it's not like what you're getting with other masterpiece like
right.
Yeah. No, I think you're going to get better plastic from Hasbro, but
you're gonna get a lower quality like figure, I believe, from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it cost $300 or whatever, but it's probably gonna be 5 pounds and not 19 pounds.
Well,
Like,
I'll put any
that
one of
make
my
a difference?
Zeta combiners against any Hasbro combiner that's already
I'm
out.
not. I'm not arguing
Absolutely.
Hasbro's track record. I'm not arguing that. I agree with you guys in regards to the fact that their track record is not that great. But with regards to pricing of a toy, like, you know, the $500 for a toy like that, I can see why they're pricing it at that much. But like at the end of the day, this is a Unicron figure that we've, like, if you've been a Transformers fan since, you know, the movie, you're wanting this toy. You're gonna want this toy, and now they're delivering it. And if you just gonna start bitching about it, then question why you're really in collecting Transformers.
Also in the
know.
chat, they're saying that the
Okay.
Face Toys Omega is 350, which is even it's crazier to think about. So 350, and how tall was it? 20.
But that's
inches?
after they came down, though. What? Right? Because was it?
I think they were initially. They were in the
They
400.
were
You
higher.
bought a constructor for $600 when it first came out. It
Yep.
was $100 a box.
Well-
You bought a Hercules for $600.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of, you know, you can have opinions, but it's a matter of want. So if Hasbro said, we are going to introduce a masterpiece scale cliff jumper, and it's a small bot the size of Bumblebee, but it's going to cost $149 like Hound is, because we had to get the license from Porsche in order to do it, but it was a character people really wanted, they'd complain. But, you know, you would see if the want really...
Well, isn't
Right.
that how much the new Bumblebee is? Isn't the new Bumblebee like 130 or 140?
much. I was trying to make a point, but yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
not
but
just
like they don't need any license for this.
no.
I think it boils down for people seeing it for what it is, knowing their product, knowing better product, and then people justifying their purchase.
Well, I think it's not a just. I think it's just a want. You know,
I'm not justifying what I'm spending.
Yeah.
I want the figure.
I want the unicorn. That's the thing is,
I'll pay $600 for it.
Yeah.
I'll pay $700 for it. There's going to be people eventually going to be paying $1,400 for this fucking thing. So if you really want this fucking figure, you're going to buy it for whatever price it's out there for. That's the point.
Yeah,
That's the period it is.
that's just if you want it, like I said, and I think we all probably have something that each of us would pay more for personally that we would want, you know, to be made. That the rest of us would be like, who gives a crap about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I
why'd you
said.
spend your money on that?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm curious to
exactly.
think, just in general, of everybody, how many of you think this thing's actually going to get funded?
What's it at right now?
Let
It's
me look.
almost 2,000. It's almost 2,000.
So it's almost
It's like 1,800 right now, I think, almost.
It's got a decent start, but it's probably
like-
going to peter out. So I don't know if it'll make
It's
it.
up to 1,800 something right now.
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
And-
of
and
8,000 though, man. So it's literally at 10%.
It's
Yeah.
like been growing like about 100 backers like the last 3 days and then like there was a big bump because BBTS put their order up, and I think TS Source put their pre-orders up, and it's like
Yeah, but chances are, Dom, they might not have bought in yet.
I'm sure they did.
Well, I mean,
sure.
they're collecting the down deposit first, and then they'll put it.
Whatever. But
Yeah.
like,
Is
I don't know how
Source
how
asking
that-
for down deposit? Does anybody know?
I think BBTS is not asking
Well,
for a
BBTS
down-
is. I was asking
Yeah.
about TF.
No, TF Source is not. No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's a 20% funded. I think I said 10%.
But like
Yeah.
the thing is that it's I think the timing I can't remember when the barge came out and when that pre-order that funding happened, whether it was in the fall or in the spring, but like,
I just remember
I think if they did this in the spring, like right by like April time, like if they did this in the month of April, I think it would meet that 8,000. It's
because
going to be
everybody
risky.
got the tax money back.
I like April time. If they did this in April time,
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dom, let me ask you: did you pre-order it?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. All right, so you're gung ho. I need it so bad, but you're not adding to that.
No,
list of
because I'm
people
gonna
to-
put it.
I think everybody that's saying that they want to order it should fucking order it, and then maybe the numbers will skyrocket, and you'll get to your 8,000 instead of just talking about it and not doing it. But I'm just saying.
so you're not in on it at all, Dave.
No, I'm not. I thought about it, but I'm not because Zeta came out with their render. I'm like,
Right.
all right, I'll wait.
So now, do you think that's going to open the floodgates now? Now that Zeta put something like a teaser, like I know they did the joke Fansoy teaser and shit, but now do you think they might actually put something in the?
So here's the thing you got to watch out for. If it comes August 29th and Hasbro doesn't get funded, Zeta is in no fucking hurry to make this thing.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So like now you may be shooting yourself in the foot, going, "Oh, I'll wait for Zeta," and then if it doesn't get funded, they're like, "Oh well, shit." Now you fucking lost out on both of them.
Well, you still got that Armada one. I mean,
Yeah, right.
you know, but you bring up an interesting point here. So you know how there's never been really any contest throughout all of the is Hasbro ever going to go after third party? And like I know Robert D has mentioned like the semantics and the red tape of them trying to do that. But I mean, if there's any inclination that this tease from Zeta, FUBAR's their 4.6 million, or was it billion? Was it
Million.
$4.6 million.
$4.6 million project? You know, I think that might make them wake up a little bit. And God, I hope I get my Trailbreaker before that all goes down.
For Zeta, first off, you don't know the price point.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna be that.
I'm thinking 550 for that Zeta.
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
I don't know that it'll be that much.
No.
525.
All their limb bots have been under $100. You know, like
Okay, so how much
It'll
is
be
right now?
500.
Their
It'll be
Bruticus?
$500. It'll be $500.
Yeah, it probably
$500.
will be. Especially because they see Hasbro just set the price.
Exactly, set the price.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hasbro.
So
set
you
the
got
price.
all these people chiming in, being like, "Oh, thank God, we'll get one for so much cheaper."
I wouldn't be surprised
Like,
if it'd be $600. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like
Dude, me neither.
$650.
nah.
See, but if it's the same price, like I don't know.
Why
like,
would Zeta? Why would Zeta go? You know what? I'm gonna price this boat like for $400
Because I feel like that's Zeta's lane, though. Zeta's lane is be like, look, we do make shit a little bit cheaper. Because they know it's not going to, and they know like the quality isn't as good either. So I think they're aware of the product that they're making.
Yeah, you know what? You know it's going to be a decent product. I mean, look what they put out. Like it's all serviceable. I know those combiners are fantastic once they're all put together. Like is the fact that it's not official versus official, does that is that a thing with anybody?
No.
That this Unicron that we're getting from HasLab is an official branded product. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
but for me, I'm moving more towards I don't ever need an official Transformer. I don't think ever again.
Okay.
Yeah, to me, I'm not. I'm just into it because it is first off, this is his history in regards to the fact that this is the biggest toy that Hasbro is ever going to be making. So, it is a historical fact that this toy is going to come out, and if it does get funded and it gets made, and the people who do eventually have it or get it, it is going to have a little piece of history in regards to a toy making.
and look at the track record.
Wow, you talk some shit, JD, man. You're like I know
He's
how to
passionate
make a
about
fucking
it.
toy.
No, but I mean, like,
I know how to fucking make a Transformer toy that transforms a robot to a planet. I can make it in 10 days. Do it.
All right.
Do it.
Challenge accepted.
so,
Do it.
so Tom, you're talking about a history.
Do
Like,
it.
are you
It
trying
has
to
to be better than Hasbro.
Yeah.
the world record book of Transformer fucking history
No,
or something?
listen. When Forge Maximus came out in G1, like that toy is this historically
Biggest
profound
Transformer
toy
ever
back in the day, and it carries
I had
weight,
that.
dude. It carries weight. That toy still to the day, right now, still carries weight, and people go after that G1 toy.
And I was about to also chime in, Jose, I mean, you're looking for that Metroplex now, right? I mean, that thing's really expensive, but can you get a Make Toys Utopia for cheaper? Probably now, right? I mean,
Oh, I'm sure you can get that shit for pennies now.
$250.
Yeah.
so I mean, this official stuff, I mean, it's a big deal.
It's broader. It has longer history, and people, there's a bigger market for this stuff out there, and I'm not, I love third party. Don't get me wrong. It's just that, official tends to have a broader spend on and out there, and that collectors love. So.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I think the majority of people let me official over a third party.
I mean,
let me ask you this: how many other companies do you think are going to announce one? Oh, sorry, JD.
I'm sure more people are going to announce more. I think I wouldn't be surprised if if it was any company, I would have picked Zeta to announce one because they were in that ballpark in regards to making large toys.
And they got nothing else coming. Maybe this was on their fucking radar to begin with.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they're fucking scrambling and
They got nothing, right? Except what
Nah,
that
I agree.
render, right?
I agree with Jess. They're fucking printing these things and taking
Yeah.
photos and putting them out. Like just like they're taking advantage of the uproar over this Unicron and shit and just trying to throw their name in the hat. Like I think other companies will do it. I don't know. I would say maybe one more company other than Zeta will reveal something, and then you'll have at least these three in play.
It'll be a bullshit teaser from X Transbots or KFC, and they never had any intention to make
Yeah.
it. But
And
JD,
I-
what were you gonna say? You got cut off. I didn't think you were making another point.
Shit.
Something about the official product versus
Oh,
third
you
party.
guys are talking like this is this Unicron's supposed to be like masterpiece scale.
No,
No,
I'm not saying they're
no,
masterpiece skills.
no.
No, not at all.
But it looks really good. It's an official product, and Brian brought it up. Like official, even though it's not made as well, third party could make a better figure. But I think the brand name does carry weight. Even
Yeah,
if
but
the figure-
I don't think it's gonna be masterpiece quality by any means. It's gonna be
No.
like the Metro.
no, exactly.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No, but I think it's gonna be better than the Metroplex because
Oh,
there's
it
going
will
to be
be.
more put into it as far as like the
Yeah.
engineering. Like those figures are like hollow and
That's-
you lay them down. There's no engineering involved, and
And
this
that's
you
what
see
I
it turn
hope.
from a robot to a
Like,
planet.
what's the weight? What's the
Thank
weight
you.
of the Metroplex?
It's 8 pounds.
Yeah. So
Really?
like,
Yeah, yeah. Because
Wow. I'm saying
It doesn't do anything. It lays
it's
down.
This
you spread the legs,
Unicron
and
is
that's the
19
transformation.
pounds,
That's it.
dude. It's 19 fucking pounds.
So good luck with their cheap ass joints trying to hold the arms up.
you're definitely gonna
That's
need.
what I don't think. I think you're gonna get high quality
I don't
stuff.
think you're
Well,
gonna
and that's where
Oh,
Jose.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's where I agree with JD. Is they haven't proven themselves.
they've never used anything high quality.
Right,
Yeah, but
and I
this-
don't
this
know
is
that
new.
it's going to be
This
dope.
is HasLab though. This is something new. Like the barge is supposedly high quality. Who has the barge? Can you attest for the barge being high quality for what you're getting?
Panels. It's the same
what?
plastic. It's panels. It's the same plastic that they use with all their other Star Wars products. It's made in the same factories. They own their own factories. It's made in the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same trash plastic they have in all their toys.
But
I don't
Jamie,
think
you
that
love
he's
the
wrong.
Siege line. You saying they're done really good things?
They are. This is the step in the wrong direction.
Okay.
Takara Tomy is the one that's really doing all, I think, the heavy lifting as far as like the engineering or whatever. And I think they'll make a good product as far as like that's concerned. Their stuff, the Japanese stuff that always came out was always better than what we got on the retail side here. And now since they've integrated it, all the Siege stuff has been like what Takara Tomy releases in Japan. All the joints are tight. Everything is of higher quality, in my opinion. As far as these official like releases, I think if they're asking $575 for that big ass piece, they're gonna put the quality into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, HasLab is a new thing. This is the first time we're getting a Transformer out of it,
So
but I think they'll put the money into it.
there, like I will admit, the Siege line has upped the ante on their toys in the last few years. But any of those toys, you pick them up, give them a shake, or have them try and get their arm to stand up.
Like
But that's
Hydra.
that's why they didn't announce any Black Series, JD. See,
I mean, the Black Series of Marvel, that's all made in the same place too. Quality of that's just fine. I mean, all the joints have indentations, so when they kind of notch into where you need them to sit. I don't know.
Alright. All right, so we'll see. We'll table the discussion because I'm sure we're going to be seeing more coming from Zeta, and then we got to see if any other companies put their name into the hat. And as we get more info, we'll tackle this topic.
I
mean,
I
we
do
got
love
5
that there's
weeks.
passion on both sides, though. You know what I mean? Like that's the shit that's exciting.
It's
to
healthy
me.
debate. Yeah, it's healthy
Yeah.
debate. It's nice. It's healthy debate. And it's good to see other people's point of view on how they feel like about these things, and then seeing the reasons why they might not like a particular thing over another and stuff. Like, I mean, I look at that, like, besides the panels on the legs and you see he got a backpack, I think the look of what Hasbro is giving you, what they've shown so far,
But
looks
Jose,
amazing.
the point is that like those panels, it transforms into a planet, and you need those panels to go somewhere. Now, if they incorporated those panels where they folded nice and neat in behind a leg or into a leg, that's going to cost additional cash and money to design that and make that happen.
They don't do it.
Fucking getting the money up front, you could do it.
Yeah, but
They
then
were
it's going to
asking
be
for
it's
four
gonna-
point million,
but-
whatever
oh my
million.
God,
up
it's
front.
like
But
you
yeah,
fucking
but-
guys never been in a fucking business.
But then it would
Like,
be
you ever seen a
675.
fucking
Then it would be
Wait,
675 instead of
You
575.
think
I'd rather
Hasbro-
pay $675 for something that's gonna look perfect and clean than something that's gonna have fucking 18 potato chips behind
You're
its fucking leg.
complaining. You're complaining
It's
about
true. No,
$575,
you're
dude.
making a point. So I'm
Dude,
just
if it
pointing
was
it out. I'd rather have
$800
it perfect and pay more.
If it
And I
was
said that
800
last time we
If it was
talked about this.
$1,000, if it was $1,000, and
If $1,000 and it
was
looked
clean as
fucking
shit,
perfect and it lit up
you would've
and it
paid
fucking, the whole
$1,000.
fucking circle
You pay
lit up like it
$1,000.
does, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, but Dave, that's you. But you got motherfuckers complaining about paying $20 for a Siege Deluxe.
Exactly.
Why are they funding this
I
shit?
call bullshit.
Listen, put a little vacuum in it so it fucking sucks
Bullshit.
things in. I'm fucking in, bro.
Bullshit. Yeah, I'll 2,000 it. It can fucking float in the air. Okay, I'll make it float in the air for 2,000.
All right, guys, don't fight. Let's save it for the hangout. I'm gonna sell tickets.
You know that's coming next. You know they have that
right now. Yep.
You know how they do that
That'd be so-
Millennium Falcon? That's the drone that fucking flies. That's what they're gonna do. This Unicron.
Dude, if
All
this
right.
planet could fly, that'd be great.
Hey, Gary, leave. Good job.
Oh, we gotta go.
Yeah,
Gary doesn't like it when
That's
his
his
parents fight.
bedtime.
Yeah.
You got heated. You got heated. All right.
I like that he just fucking left.
All right, guys. We'll wrap this show up. We'll continue as always in the unbroadcasted ROC Hangout. Look for the link in the Rumble Collectors Facebook group. Let's just run it down the line real quick and get some where you at. Brian Brink, I'll start with you, brother.
Brian Brink in the Facebook group, Sprinkleizer on Instagram. Oh, by the way, Hasbro stock was up 10% today.
Boom. All right. Energon Act.
Energon Addict on Instagram, David Clone in the Facebook groups. Everybody wish JD a happy early birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
And a
birthday.
belated one to Dom if nobody did already. And just thanks for coming on today. It was fun.
No, thank you for having me. Uninvited. I just boss hogged my way in here.
Big Tom.
You can find me, Dominic Ross, in the groups, and thank you for everybody with with that wish me happy birthday. Thank you, Dust, for that post. It was wonderful, and happy birthday, JD. And I'll definitely give you a call and wish you all the love. Just get it. Just buy the Unicron, buddy. Just buy the Unicron.
Buy it.
JD, I'm gonna buy 2 Unicrons. And then when
Oh, you were buying two already.
shut up.
Charge them 100 more.
Go play
bucks.
with your
When
your little wicked. And then when you want one, I'll sell it to you for $575.
My birthday.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Your birthday is
coming
coming.
up. It's gonna be 3-4 years.
I wouldn't
worth
say
of birthday
no. Just
I
say
know. You would say
Yeah.
no.
All right, Jisk.
Yo, again, thank you so much, you guys, for letting me come on and talk some shit with you. But you guys can catch me at Jisk1 on Instagram and JBotron on The Good Book. That's Facebook.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a
Nasty.
while. That's
I know.
JD.
I'm not active on either.
Don't send me a friend request. Don't just send
Yeah.
it. JD.
You can find me on Instagram and Xbox Live at Pigment Surgery. If you don't already know, I'm on Facebook too. My real name. Here every Tuesday with these fine young argumentative fellers, and every other Wednesday on Figure Banging. No new show this week, and I'll be at home celebrating my birthday. So.
All right.
Yay!
Sure, Chan already has this massive birthday cake ready planned for you.
Red Velvet.
She bakes cookies. You do a cookie cake, right?
It's gonna be a cookie cake,
Like
like
a bunch of
on a
cookies.
cake
Cookies
with an ice
stacked
cream
up.
cake on top of it.
Cookies stacked up with icing in
Does-
the middle. of Each one.
Who cooks all the dinners in your house, JD? Do you guys switch that up, or is it mostly
No,
Chan?
she mostly cooks.
What's your favorite thing that she cooks?
Everything she cooks.
Yeah, but you don't have like a favorite. You're like, fuck yeah, some chicken and stovetop.
I mean, it's she makes a nice wide variety of stuff, so it's
Yeah,
kind of
that's cool as shit.
narrowed down.
Listen,
She's always trying new things, and
I feel like, especially kids, man, that's where you really learn. Like, I feel like that's where I learned to cook some shit. Is just having kids. You're like, all right, I gotta get creative and I gotta make some shit, and
because they all like different shit, right?
you just gotta figure out, like, all right, because they'll just eat bullshit. You know, my kids will just
Macaroni
eat
and cheese
trash.
and
Yeah, that's
Cheez-Its.
it. And chicken nuggets. Chicken
Yeah,
nuggets.
so you're like, all right, how do I get some nutrients in them in a way that they'll fucking enjoy it and eat it?
Mm-hmm.
Sneak an avocado in their sandwich.
They'll eat an avocado. They'll eat the shit out of an avocado.
Yeah.
But
probably
like,
see things like that. Probably one of the reasons in my subconscious why I never wanted any and why I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have to figure shit like that out. I saw my sister shopping, and she's like, "Okay, I need to make them 4 lunches, and it's 3 kids." So she's doing the fucking math. I'm like, "That's crazy."
right, right. You got to think about the whole week. All right, this one's only got 6. I can't buy this snacks. It's only got 6. They're gonna eat 3 of them when I get home. I buy 2 boxes. All right.
I'm like, oh boy, that's a bit much. All right, guys, that's for myself, Harrican BX, all over social media. Check out Verbally Challenged on all audio platforms here every Tuesday night with these guys on this show. Figure Banging every other Wednesday night. We do have a few other shows on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. Enter the Realm on Monday nights. Check out MPSP Theater on Friday nights with Nick Brammer and the rest of the crew. RealmofCollectors.com. Check us out on Facebook where there's a group, Realm of Collectors. Answer the questions and we'll let you in. Come hang out. Instagram at Realm of Collectors. It's not that hard, guys. Realm of Collectors. Realm. Don't forget to check out Crashbox Customs on social media for your Mezco diorama needs. If you mention the word Realm when placing an order, you'll get a surprise gift with your purchase. And don't forget to check out the rest of the shows on the Cool Table. Cool Table is a network hub for like-minded podcasts like Enter the Realm, Breaking the Mold, Shattercast Uncut, Nerd Rage Radio, Plastic Fanatics, Toy Detox, Stasis Lock Building Up to It, Fresh Communication, Beer and Bolts is 40K, 8 weeks, and Verbally Challenged. Check those shows out on all audio platforms. You can find the hub on Facebook. So that does it for us tonight, guys. Shout out to the chat squad. You guys were on fire tonight. We'll see you guys next week. Join us in the hangout next. All right. Peace out.
4.6 million.